Oh, can hear you.
Like, man of the hour.
What's good?
Yeah, what's good, guys?
What's good?
All right, who's judging now?
I'm not judging. I'm playing a game.
We don't have to have judges. If you guys want to do judges, you can, but I'm great for either or. It does not matter.
I'll judge.
Basically, I'm going to be honest with you. All I have to provide is nothing but anti-feats for Kakuzu to establish that he doesn't have the scaling that people try to do of this hypothetical version of him, which, remind you, is all interpretation-based claims, and none of it actually has, like, actual concrete evidence to prove it. It's all assumption-based. But regardless, what's it called? That's basically all I have to do. I don't even have to show why pain could fucking kill him. I don't even have to show anything with pain. Literally, with just showing all anti-feats with Kakuzu would prove enough that he is trash and he's nowhere near the level of Pain and Minato. It's that fucking simple. So.
I guess I'll judge too then. Alright, y'all have fun.
Alright, do you want to start off with your scaling or you just want me to come off?
It's up to you, bro. You can either go first or I can go.
Alright. Wait a minute, is there like a debating chat in
here? I think, yeah.
Like, put scans.
You can just put it in general, or they should have one, yeah.
Put the sources.
Yep.
Put it in sources.
Alright. So, basically to start off, okay, Kakuzu should scale above Tuteo Zibito. Right? And Tuteo Zibito in the war with no physical amps. She does have a perception-based amp. She has no physical amps, though, is able to kick B away and clash with B right before that, too. She's also shown running alongside him. Actually, that doesn't matter. Well, she clashes with them, and then she hits B, and B, and it shows B getting knocked away, as well as, you know, Roshi knocking away Naruto. And B and Naruto should be relative, okay? Alright, all the Jinchuriki, B and Naruto are just kind of shown relative in this battle. I dropped scans of Ito clashing, and then
is that it though? And then you're gonna put the scans in?
No. Yeah, alright, so basically, I'm just trying to find the scans first, but yeah, basically, base Yugito should scale to B or KCM Naruto. KCM Naruto should scale over Stage Mode Naruto from the Pain arc. And Stage Mode Naruto from the Pain arc physically should be on par with Pain.
Okay.
He's on par with Pain like throughout, or actually he's more likely stronger than Pain throughout.
Okay, so you have a lot of points, and I'm just going to basically address the overall establishment of what you're trying to do. Correct me if I'm wrong. But basically what you're stating is from literally Edo Yugito with Rinnegan and Sharingan, along with other 5 Jinchurikis and Obito as well, controlling them with the chakra rods and so on and so forth. Okay, with that entire situation, and of Yugito having some, some clashes or confrontation with either Naruto or Killer Bee, therefore automatically scales that person to their power levels, and therefore
there's already a lot wrong with that, what you said.
Okay, so then why are you doing the comparison?
Obito isn't controlling the Jinchuriki.
I don't even care about that right now. I don't even care about that right now. I'm not even going to get into that. Like, what I'm trying to establish, because I want to make sure and clarify what your thought process is right now, and then I'm going to respond accordingly to that. Okay, what you're saying is because of the clash that they have with Edo Yugito, with Rinnegan and the Sharingan, because that's the version of Yugito currently.
Projections of the Rinnegan.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not even getting into that yet. Okay, that version fighting against KCM1 Naruto and Killer Bee, Therefore, that alone proves and scales her to the same exact power level as KCM Naruto and Killer Bee. Meaning that Kakuzu would also have the same exact power level as KCM1 Naruto and Killer Bee. Is that what you're saying?
So no, she clashes with him, okay, and then she also kicks him away, and you can see cuts on his like armor.
Okay, that's fine.
In the scan.
So what are you trying to imply with these feats then?
Okay, so through the 3 scans that I have, or through the chain I have.
Because you do know all because a ninja clashes with someone doesn't mean they're their power level, right? You do know that, right? It doesn't mean they're relative. It doesn't mean they're even equal. It doesn't mean they're greater either. That doesn't establish anything. For instance, you have a perfect example: the 5 Kage against Edo, Rinnegan, Madara, and all because they're fighting with him does not prove that they have the same power levels and are Madara Uchiha level power. That's just one thing to put into consideration. But I'm just letting you know, like there's many situations, or better yet, when we have Zabuza against Kid Naruto and Kid Sakura, Kid Sasuke. You're going to tell me they're the same fucking level as Zabuza and Kakashi at that point?
No, you would have to explain why that's analogous to even, like...
Oh, the reason why it's... Yeah, the reason why the relevance and why it correlates to the point that I'm trying to establish, okay, which is the fact that it is literally, with this situation, it is Yugito with 4 other partners, okay, including Obito being there, okay, with, yes, we do know it's obviously not the real Rinnegan and the real Sharingan, it's a projection of it, but that doesn't mean they don't have the same capabilities that the Paths of Pains have with the projection that they also had, and on top of it, doesn't mean they don't have the same qualifications of a Sharingan where it's able to perceive movement and so on and so forth, etc. Okay, meaning, therefore, you're literally trying to compare an Edo, remind you, which a person that basically obviously doesn't have infinite chakra, but almost near to that point of having basically infinite chakra because it's constantly regenerating, okay? But you have a character that has ridiculous amount of access to chakra now, along with the tail beast inside of him, and with the Rinnegan and the Sharingan, okay? Along with other people by their side, and Obito Uchiha, and you're trying to clarify and compare that version of the character to an alive Yukito with only perfect transformation.
I want you to do something very
No. I really need to. I'm gonna, like, before I even get with all the anti-feats with Kakuzu, I need you to actually, like, understand what I'm trying to say to you. You're trying to compare 2 versions that are completely different. When you have Yukito, that's against.
Rant on about something you've already asked. You literally already asked, and now I'm going to answer because you told me to ask.
Well, I'm not finished yet, so you can answer right after. So, literally, what I'm trying to state to you, okay, is you're trying to compare 2 distinct different versions of a character, okay, with the other version. Yes, I know, because you interrupted me. Okay, and this version of the character, Yukito, which is fighting against Hidan and Kakuzu, okay, is alive, not Edo, okay, meaning that she does have limitations to her own chakra pull and stamina, etc. And she also is a perfect Jinjuriki, meaning that anything that she basically feels, the tail beast can also feel as well. And there's even a statement to prove that, okay? And overall, they're fighting against that version. She does not have a Rinnegan, she does not have a Sharingan, she does not have 5 other partners, and she does not have Obito Uchiha there as well. So, I don't know if you, like, can't understand the clear difference and indications between those 2 settings, but they are totally 2 different things, and it makes no logical sense to even compare the 2, to formulate hypothetical version of Kakuzu, okay, and to have literally interpretation-based claims of why Kakuzu now has God tier KCM 1 level speed, or Yellow Flash Minato level speed. That makes no logical sense whatsoever. And the reason why that makes no logical sense whatsoever is because there is plenty of evidence to prove the contrary that literally happens throughout the entire Hidan and Kakuzu arc. Plenty of evidence.
We'll see. All right. So there's a lot of issues with what you said. You said basically the setting was different, so you can't compare them. Like, it was drastically different.
There's tons of different variables, yes.
The setting on which it happens in is not important unless something specifically happened in this setting that would make it to where Yugito is not, like, the same or is at least stronger.
Okay, so are you saying,
some
are you
way that
actually saying
matters.
for the camera, that Obito and the other 5 tail beast perfect Jinjuriki with the Rinnegan and Sharingan is the same as Yugito fighting against Hidan and Kakuzu and just
All right,
base?
look at the scan.
No.
Look at the
Answer that
scan.
question. Are you saying that's actually the same?
They will answer the question. Look at this.
No. Answer the question. Do you actually think that's the same? And that it's fair to compare those two different versions? It is relevant. It is relevant.
It's not, though.
Those are completely two different circumstances.
Prove its relevancy. What relevancy does it have in the actual feats of only B, KCM Naruto, and the other two? It's a 2v2 in these scans. All right.
So the reason why it proves it's relevant is, do you actually think Hidan can beat KCM 1 Naruto and Killer B?
No, there's no proof he beat Yugito.
Okay, so and what? So do you think Kakuzu can also beat KCM Naruto and Killer B as well?
If he doesn't have,
come on, it's your hypothetical version of Kakuzu, multi-continental AP, multi-continental durability, and and a prodigy genius, etc.
I don't think he's multi-continental.
Oh, okay, so that's different for once, but overall, like. This version of Kakuzu that you're demonstrating to be absolutely god tier, okay? If he's this powerful, then he should be able to beat them, right? Correct?
All right. So are you saying that if he's stronger than them, then that just automatically means he should be able to beat them? That's what your question sounds like.
Well, no. What I'm trying to tell you is,
so let me explain instead of cutting me off and trying to make it sound as stupid as possible without listening to the context, okay? All right, now I'll explain the actual context to these scans, okay? What is happening in these scans is a 2v2 clash, okay? The other Jinchuriki are not involved in any way in the clash, okay? And then, after the clash happens, other Jinchuriki do not make any effort to interfere in the clash. And then, Roshi... Alright, is this Han or Roshi? That's not relevant, but Yugito kicks away B, okay? Yugito kicks away B, which means not only is she able to react to B, which shows at least Edo Yugito is a relative at being able to react to anything B puts out, but then she just straight up kicks him away and he doesn't react to that, and he makes no indication that he even reacted to it. All right. And to explain your point on her having the Rinnegan and Sharingan, all right, you already said earlier that it's not the actual Rinnegan and Sharingan. And not only that, but even if it was the actual Rinnegan or Sharingan, right, that would not prove that she's stronger than her alive self because of the massive physical nerfs that Edo has. They have, things like constantly regenerating stamina pool, or, sure, like chakra pool, sure. They recover very quickly, right? And then they can't die in a conventional way. But physically speaking of all their stats, they should just be drastically weaker, right? To the point where the projection of a Rinnegan or Sharingan, even if it has the same exact qualities for visually speaking that a Sharingan has, right? It wouldn't matter because that would not be enough for the massive nerf it gives at all. So in this instance, the other Jinchuriki don't matter. The Rinnegan and Sharingan don't matter. Obito's not involved in any way at this specific point right here, where it's just a 2v2 for these scans, right? So it just shows that they are actually relative in a head-on fight. And whenever it's not a head-on fight, all right, it would not be like, oh, they're clashing, and then he gets hit, but he's okay. What happens is, okay, that these characters just show no, B and Naruto just show no ability to deal with the Jinchuriki at all. And then B has to go Biju mode because of how much trouble the Jinchuriki are. Right? Do you have any problems with what I just said?
Yeah, all of it's absolutely incorrect. So basically, what's it called, to establish all the points that you made, because you made a whole bunch of points once again, okay, is first off, so the first thing that you're already not like understanding and like not grasping is the first thing. Even though there is a projection of the Sharingan and the Rinnegan's linked vision is a big deal. Okay, that is the first thing. Second, okay, what's it called? The Sharingan is also gives them basically perception and so on and so forth to be able to read movements and etc. So that is also technically a form of enhancing them. The Rinnegan with the link vision is a way of enhancing them, and that is an amp itself, okay, to that degree and measure, okay. And on top of that, okay, with all that to be put into consideration, there is even a statement in the fight that Killer Bee even states and said that their visual prowess, along with a combination of their Jinjutiki abilities, is enhancing them overall. Okay, so the fact that you're trying to state that a live Yukito against Hidan and the Kakuzu, okay, during their arc is the same as an Edo ninja with unlimited base amount of chakra and a tail beast inside of them, and with a Rinnegan and Sharingan projection while being emitted chakra from Obito through the chakra rods, okay, which you cannot disapprove that because when Nagato was using the passive pains, he was controlling them with chakra rods and embedding his chakra into their bodies to control them, which is also what Obito is also doing with them as well, which also would play another factor to establish that he could possibly be enhancing them overall with his chakra. Even though there's not a statement to support that, it is an absolute high possibility because we've seen Nagato do it with the passive pains, whether if it's their jutsus, their durabilities, and etc. So overall, okay, there is tons of evidence to support that this version of the character, Yugito, with a fucking Sharingan and a Rinnegan, is way more dangerous than a live Yugito, okay, when she's fighting Hidan and Kakuzu. It is a complete big difference. And on top of that, okay, she also has the support of 4 other tail beasts utilizing their Jinjutiki abilities, their linked vision, and etc. that Naruto and Killer Bee are constantly acknowledging, okay, and Naruto is feeding Killer Bee intel throughout the entire fight saying that be careful because they can also potentially have access to the Rinnegan's abilities and their visions are linked, so it's going to be nearly impossible to land an attack on them, okay? And basically there's moments where they have brief clashes, okay, and they're kind of going back and forth, and they're having more of an advantage in the fight due to those circumstances and variables. Nowhere does that indicate or prove that Killer Bee and Naruto are now equal to Yugito. You do understand the fact that the more tails that you have, the more powerful the tail beast is. And there are also statements to support that and prove that as well. Okay, that is why when the 5-tail beasts shoot their tail beast bomb, okay, and combine all their chakra, it literally stalemates with half the power of the 9 tails of Naruto alone. Not Killer Bee, Naruto. Okay? So overall, to just make all that bullshit go out the fucking window, okay, you cannot compare a live Yugito to an Edo Yugito with unlimited amount of fucking chakra, having chakra being fucking sent over to her, being controlled by Obito, okay, and on top of it, having the Sharingan and the Rinnegan and teamwork itself. And Obito does intervene at certain points in the fight as well. And not only that, when Killer Bee and Naruto get a little bit more serious, then Obito's like, alright, bet, and sends them into V2 cloak transformations, okay, applying more pressure and problems and etc. And then him getting involved into the fight, okay, and it literally takes for Kakashi and Guy to get there to basically save them because Obito was about to capture Naruto at that point. Okay, and now they're there, and then Obito, it goes further along, and they go into their full transformations, etc. And then when Naruto unlocks KCM 2 instead of KCM 1, he completely shits on all the fucking tail beast. So the fact that you're trying to establish that Yugito is even relative to Naruto or Killer Bee is a fucking joke. Okay, and if I have to actually show you statements and feats, okay, anything even evolved in that entire fight alone, which I'm already on the fucking episode 322, the Unbreakable Mask and Shattered Bubble, I have no fucking problems entertaining that. But before I even get into that ridiculous fucking direction to entertain your bullshit hypothetical Kakuzu, okay, I would actually like to show all the anti-feats to prove why Kakuzu is fucking trash.
All right, you've already made a point, okay.
So, but if you want to go to this, then sure, let's do that.
I was trying.
No, it's not trying to debunk. I debunked every single one of your points. No, I already debunked it. No, I'm not going to deal with that energy. If you're going to come with that energy, I will come right back with it. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. You're a Kakuzu tard. You're a Kakuzu tard. I don't give a fuck. So Overall,
I don't
no.
really care.
I'm gonna ask you one more
Overall,
time.
what?
I'm gonna ask you one more time. Okay.
Yeah.
I can either entertain this a little bit longer, or we can get straight to the anti-feats of why this makes all this irrelevant and it doesn't even fucking matter. It's contrary to all this evidence that you were showing. You were trying to literally proclaim that this evidence, therefore, makes Kakuzu KCM1 level of power, meaning therefore, and so on and so forth. Now he can fight against Pain. When you do realize that there could easily be arguments of Pain being fucking also KCM1 level, and there's plenty of evidence to support that. But regardless, I don't even have to do that because at the end of the day, it is so easy to prove that Kakuzu is not KCM1 level. Okay, so if I demonstrate the anti-feats, if I demonstrate the anti-feats, okay, it will all make this shit go out the fucking window. All of it. Because KCM1 level of speed would be equivalent to Yellow Flash level of speed, and the power of KCM1 Naruto, there's even a statement for it that he is more powerful than Sage Mode Naruto as well. Now, they can be relative in certain means and whatnot, because we do see Sage Mode Naruto go toe-to-toe with the third Raikage. But overall, you know, I'm not even going to get into that. So, I have no issues to go the anti-feat route and to send all this shit out the fucking window, because it just does not matter. And we'll wait till he comes back, because apparently the guy either left or disappeared or who knows, or his phone died. I don't fucking know.
Oh, shit.
Got both the fucking there. Just get him, Batman.
I don't even think anything that I'm even saying to him is making sense to him. Like, I don't even think he's comprehending it at all. He's gonna literally be one of those type of debaters that he's just very one-minded, one-way road.
We need to stay on one point at a time so we can make sure we debunk and prove.
I agree.
Because like the judges, we need to like kind of stay on track with that.
No, yeah, for sure, we definitely need to do that. It's just he fucking came out with a shit ton of fucking points, so I just came out with a shit ton more to kind of come back, you know.
Hey yo, anyone want some new glasses?
And if I were to take 1 point at a time, that shit's gonna fucking take a good fucking bit. And you know,
I'm selling glasses. Hold on.
He just left VC, by the way.
So I'm saying, why did this guy leave? What?
Oh no.
Yeah, bro, them glasses ugly, bro. I ain't even going.
Yo, did he get debunked? So
I mean, they're on the
far?
floor of a car wash, missing their lenses. They're missing a lens.
Oh, it is missing a lens.
Bro, fucking, you know, so much fucking. Oh my god, like I'm so tired of this Kakuzu bullshit. The fucking guy gets trapped by the fucking. Were those guys even? They were joning. They were either joning or tuning. But on Asuma's team,
Listen, regardless, if you look at it from like a third point perspective,
Alright, he's back.
it's actually kind of funny. Let's be honest.
it is funny.
shit.
It is. It absolutely no. I agree. What's it called? What?
Y'all, okay, he's back. Kakuzu, you there, bro?
Yeah.
All right, y'all try to stay 1 point at a time, please, and like conclude each point at a time, and we'll see where we get from that.
Agreed.
Right. So, why does other than Cherokee being there and Obito being there matter if they're not involved in the confrontation shown in the scan? In the scans, alright.
Wait, so your question is why does it like matter and relate to the scan that you sent in the chat of them like basically reacting?
They're not involved in any of the in the 2 feats of Yuto clashing and then kicking him away, and he doesn't react to it. Right? Only Jinchuriki involved are the 2 that are fighting them.
The first thing I'll say is you're kind of skipping ahead into the fight too, but to at least respond to that point. What's it called? The way the fight actually starts off is fucking with what's that the Three Tails guy, to where he does that jutsu where he basically copies Killer Bee and Naruto and does a mirror, and the fight starts off like that, and then the bubble guy gets involved, does his bubbles, and so it's immediately starting off from all of them kind of fighting them at once, okay, and then eventually it gets to the point where you're talking about to where they have like a 1v1 clash at that split moment. So that's one thing I'm going to state right away. And then the second thing, okay, the exact statement that I already stated before, The fact that with their visual prowess and their Jinjutiki abilities, it's enhancing them overall. And I can provide that statement if you do want to see it. That is the only reason why they're able to do that.
It just says their ocular powers are enhancing their Jinchuriki abilities, and then they say their shared vision allows them to time their attacks.
Meaning therefore,
it doesn't mean that
therefore,
they have increased Jinchuriki abilities and they have the enhanced the visual prowess of the Sharingan or Rinnegan, but it just most likely means, because it wouldn't make sense for a projection of these eyes to physically enhance them at any point.
Okay.
It would just make sense that the shared vision is the enhancement.
Yeah, so basically to really understand that, because it's not like so no one, Kishimoto is not establishing and saying that, oh, it's like the same level as when fucking Sasuke gets an EMS or when Madara obtains one of the Rinnegans, and that is an amp itself. No one is stating that is how it's enhancing them. Instead, what is being stated with that statement is that it is enhancing them overall, okay, with the Sharingan's perception abilities and with the Rinnegan's linked vision abilities, and on top of that, them combining it with their Jinjutiki abilities as well. Meaning, overall, with them having visual prowess, even though they're fake projections, okay, and on top of it, with their Jinjutiki abilities themselves, okay, that overall is enhancing them and therefore making them stronger and more of a threat to contest with Naruto and Killer Bee. Meaning, therefore, because the Yugito during the fight with Kakuzu in Hit-On, she does not have the Sharingan or the Rinnegan, okay, meaning that she cannot enhance herself overall with the visual prowess and her Jinjutiki abilities, meaning, therefore, proving the Edo version is actually more powerful than the Alive version, therefore proving that your arguments are invalid. That is what I'm trying to say.
So, number one, the kick isn't a visual feat at all. It has nothing to do with any of the abilities that you listed for the Rinnegan or Sharingan. How does having linked vision do anything for a one-on-one clash with B?
Wait. Did you really just say that? Did you really just ask me that?
Vision have anything to do with the one-on-one clash?
Did you not see the fight with fucking the 3 Paths of Pain against Jiraiya? Sage Mode 2? Did you not see the fight with Sage Mode Naruto against Pain? Yes, it was. Are you what? Like, fucking, there? Do I need to show that to you?
6-on-1.
Okay, no. Are you stupid? When fucking there's 3 Paths of Pains in front of Jiraiya, and Jiraiya is having one-on-one sessions with one of them, they are utilizing their linked vision to where literally he's not even looking at Jiraiya and blocking his attacks effortlessly.
Right, she's looking at
blocking.
Him,
okay. The other fucking Jinjutikis are watching and looking at Naruto and Killer Bee while they are fighting them one-on-one. That's what I'm trying to state to you. So
why
meaning
is that relevant?
The reason why it is relevant is because that alone is enhancing them and allowing them to be able to fight against Naruto and Killer Bee. That is why it is relevant. It is completely different from them not having those eyes, okay, and having other people watching their back basically, and allowing them to be able to fight and counterattack Naruto or Killer Bee. They're literally combining their visual prowess with their Jinjutiki abilities. That is the reason why they're able to react and press Naruto and Killer Bee to a certain degree. It doesn't mean and prove that they're more powerful than them, okay? But that is why they're having those one-on-one moments and brief sessions to initiate contact. That is why it is relevant. So once again, I don't understand like where the confusion is for you or what direction you're trying to establish or why that doesn't work.
You're going on to a useless, like...
It's not useless. It is not. I literally explained it very briefly.
Confused isn't going to put out the point at all any more than it. You've already put it out, so I'm just gonna answer or review what you said. Okay.
Okay.
How does them having better ability to visually or to react or perceive attacks allow her to kick faster? How does it allow her to move her body at those speeds?
Okay, she is literally once again, all because the character is moving like whatever speed, whatever it is in that at Naruto or Killer Bee. Okay, doesn't mean just from them clashing that they are more faster or more powerful and can kill him at any moment. That does not prove anything. It's
Alright,
for
that's
instance,
not the argument though.
no,
It's that they clashed and she kicked him
for
away,
instance,
and he
like
didn't react
another
to
thing,
it.
it's like when Kakashi and Kakuzu are trading, going back and forth, right? But then if Kakuzu does like his fucking diamond armor on his punch, okay, you could easily argue that's gonna push Kakashi back and do some damage. Okay, like I don't understand like what fucking direction you're going with this. Like it does not support.
Literally didn't make so Kakuzu can damage Kakashi, so this point doesn't make sense. I don't see the relevancy.
What I'm trying to say
like,
is literally with them, not only with the visual prowess, and then them using their Jinchuriki abilities, which they are doing in the fight, okay? They are doing either hacks-based abilities or whatever stuff to enhance them overall that is allowing them to fight against Naruto and Killer Bee. All because they are able to do that doesn't mean they're more powerful than them. Boo fucking who? Because at the end of the day, if Killer Bee... If Killer Bee went into full transformation right off the fucking bat and launched a Tail Beast Bomb, it doesn't fucking matter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't matter. They're not relative to them. Or better yet, like, fucking, they're not, like, more powerful than them, okay? They're only having some measure of relativity or able to do what they're doing in the feats that they're pulling due to the variables in the fight. And those variables are non-existent when Yugito is alive. Therefore, you cannot establish these arguments and connect them and make them think that they are the same to wank Kakuzu and power scaling. It doesn't work. That is what I'm trying to tell you. It's a very simple argument.
It's a very bad argument, and I'll explain why again, because you didn't hear it properly or something. What I said was, okay, why does them having any of those advantages specifically make it to where she's able to kick him faster than he can perceive? Why is a visual, like visual buffs to her have anything to do with her ability to throw an attack so fast that he can't react to it, and for her to actually physically move her body fast enough to clash with
Killer
him?
Bee
He
and
needs to
Killer
be similar
Killer
in
Bee
speed in the first place to even physically react or to physically hit someone at those speeds,
first off,
or else won't do anything.
Okay, so first off, Killer Bee and Naruto do react with them casually over and over, okay, of going back and forth, and then sure, whatever, there could be certain moments where they can either overpower them or come a little bit up top, okay? It happens 24/7 in Naruto, and I just explained why they were able to do that with their Jinchuriki abilities.
When did Naruto and
So
consistently
I will
react
ask
to
you the
Yugito?
question: how does this prove that they are drastically more powerful, or better yet, can upscale Kakuzu?
Right. Well, you made a positive claim in your refutation, so I'm asking you to prove that claim that Naruto and or B reacted to Yugito consistently in the fight. When does that happen?
Did you not watch the fight? Like, do you
Right,
like no for the like I'll send it to you. No. I'll send it to you. But like, did you not watch the fucking anime? You're really gonna be that dishonest? I don't give a fuck if you read the manga. Did you at least see the anime? Because clearly you need to get more descriptive detail.
Why would I watch the anime if it's not canon?
My fucking god. I'm dealing with this fucking guy. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to show you every moment, okay, what's it called, of where Naruto and Killer Bee literally react. And remind you, another thing you also are not putting into consideration, okay, when KCM Naruto is in KCM, he's actually not constantly utilizing his blitzing speed power, meaning that he's not using that 24/7. It is actually shown when he does it, and it has emphasis on when he's using that level of speed. Okay, so that's something that you also need to be well aware of. And not only that, when they're fighting against Killer Bee is also in base, and he is not going to his V2 or his full transformation either. Okay, and that's also another thing you need to put into consideration as well. But other than that, let me go get that for you. Because apparently now Naruto and Killer Bee are just absolutely, completely overpowered by them. Oh, that's a good one right there. So literally what I'm about to show you is the bubble guy does a jutsu to where he kind of tries to blind Killer Bee and Naruto to where it's kind of like a lot of light and whatnot, or steam and etc. And Yugito and the other guy, I can't remember his name, charge at Killer Bee and Naruto, and they literally just block it. But yet they are absolutely way more powerful than them, and there's no form of relativity or whatever, and just nothing. And then not only that,
relativity at the beginning,
and not only that, another thing that's really amusing in my opinion is the fact that they are having conversations as well. Because it's an Edo ninja doesn't mean they can't actually conversate. Because literally Naruto is having a conversation with the bubble guy and asking what happened to him and how did he end up like that. And he literally is talking to Naruto while fighting him and saying, oh yeah, I got captured by Tendo Pain in the Paths of Pains. So, but yeah, fucking, everything. So I'll take a picture of that. Since you want to actually, I'm not even going to do you the favor of showing it on the manga. I'm going to show you all fucking shit from the anime. Just to piss you off.
It's not canon then.
That's fine. You can think it's not canon.
No, you have to either provide evidence it's canon or it doesn't matter for the argument. It's not the original source material, so I'm just not going to accept it.
Never did I agree in this debate that I was only going to be resorting to manga. So I do not have to entertain that, and I have no authority to actually go that route for you. And the fact that you believe that anime is not canon, that alone is a fucking joke.
Would it be canon?
Okay. Because who made Naruto? Dumbass.
Kishimoto.
Yeah, exactly. Who made the anime and wrote it? And fucking was over it and gave the approval and thumbs up for anything that is done in it.
Studio Period.
Okay, better yet, you could literally Google, is the anime canon? And then you can actually learn something for fucking once.
Google is always correct.
Holy
Google
fuck. I'm not entertaining that measure of stupidity. And once again, you never established that in the beginning of the debate that I had to only resort to using the manga. I can resort to the manga. I can resort to the anime. I can even establish that because that's the whole point of a fucking debate. Canon, no, you're supposed to make clarifications. No, you are supposed to make clarification. That does not matter. That is completely irrelevant. If you did not want to resort to using the anime, you should have stated that in the beginning, and that would have been also taken into consideration with the judges. Never did you do that. I've done many debates with either Monoichi and other people, and if they ever have certain clarifications or what the environment's going to be, what version of the character is going to be, it's, for instance, one simple example for you, okay, if we were to do Minato versus Tobirama, there's a lot of versions of Minato. You have Minato as the Yellow Flash, Fourth Hokage, Seijo Minato, and KCM Minato, okay? So for you to say, oh, let's debate about Minato Tobirama, and then before it even starts, someone's like, oh, wait, I only want to do base Fourth Hokage Minato to Tobirama. I don't want to do KCM Minato to Tobirama, okay? That is important to clarify in the beginning of the debate. So meaning I have no authority or no intentions to listen to you or entertain you or do what you want. I don't care if you don't consider it canon. You didn't clarify that in the beginning. That's simple.
All right, but if I'm debating against it being canon, okay,
that is not this debate. The debate is Kakuzu versus Pain. You need to get that straight. It's not about no. It does not matter. The debate is Kakuzu versus Pain. The debate is Kakuzu versus Pain. That is what the debate is. You never said that the debate is whether if anime is canon or not. If that's what you want to debate, that's a whole other fucking topic. All right, okay?
Based on that,
so I'm not going to entertain that. No, I'm not going to entertain that.
No.
Okay.
Kakuzu.
No, it does matter. It does matter because Kakuzu is trash and there's plenty of anti-feats to support.
And the anime is not a part of the debate, all right? Then these other characters are not fucking part of the debate. Okay, so by that logic, you wouldn't use a fucking
no. Guess what? Manga is also not canon. Manga is not canon either. Manga is not canon either.
He wrote the manga.
No. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter though, because Kishimoto also created Naruto itself and wrote and had the anime done as well. Doesn't matter. Manga is not canon. I don't approve it. I don't. I'm gonna do the same exact route you're doing. No, you're right. You're right. So no. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. The manga is not canon. I don't want to do the manga. We're doing anime only. Do you see how that feels?
Why is the manga not canon?
No. Do you like that though? Do you see how that feels? No. I'm not answering that question. I'm not answering that question. Okay. I said manga's not canon. That's it. So let's go to anime now. It doesn't feel nice, right?
Yes, because you're
Stop
making
trying
a
to bullshit.
positive
No,
claim.
stop trying to bullshit. Stop trying
It's
to
a
put no.
positive
Stop
claim.
trying to
You
pussy
have
your
to
way out of the
prove the
debate.
positive claim.
Stop trying to pussy your way out of the debate, okay? Because you are the one that
You made a
fucking
positive
did this
claim.
to
You have to
yourself.
prove it.
Nope, you're the one that did this to yourself. Okay,
So are you saying
it
you
is
don't
that
have
simple.
to prove a positive claim in a debate?
I am not saying that. All I am saying to you
All right, but-
is I am coming
but
out with the
that's
same.
what
No,
you're doing
I don't
right
want to
now.
hear it.
That's what
All
you're
I'm
doing
doing
right now.
is matching your energy right now. You out of nowhere, we're over here debating about fucking
My energy.
Kakuzu versus Pain, okay? And now you're gonna pull something out of your ass crack, okay, and say, "Oh, anime is irrelevant and it doesn't matter." Okay,
because I'm
when
actually saying
anime,
that
no,
it's not
when the
canon.
anime actually not
And you
only
provided
shows
no
when the
evidence
anime,
that it's canon.
okay, because once again, that is not the form of this debate, and I don't have to do that. That is
Why don't
why
you have
I
to
do
do
not
that?
have to do that.
Why don't you have to do that?
Because I don't have to. We should all know that
You
the
literally
anime.
do.
We should
literally
all
am
know.
arguing
No,
against
there are
the anime being
plenty.
canon.
There are plenty of YouTubers, and there is plenty of people, and the majority in the Naruto community that understand the fact that the anime can be considered
Alright,
canon
what
and is
people
canon.
think
Okay.
Isn't
No,
reality.
it doesn't
You
matter.
think
No,
people
what you think is not
reality.
reality and doesn't fucking matter.
I'm actually
okay.
providing
So no,
evidence.
no,
I'm
you are
actually
not.
asking
No, you
for
are not.
evidence.
No, you
I'm
are
asking
not.
for evidence
No, you
in
are
a-
not. You are
Yes,
trying
I
to
am.
control and dictate.
I'm not asking
no,
for
you are
evidence.
trying to control and dictate to this debate,
Me
and you're not
asking
going to do
why
that.
the Naruto
You are
anime
trying.
is
You're being a
canon is not
rat.
asking for
You are being a
evidence.
rat. You are being a very ratty debater right now. That is what you're doing. So once again, if you're so confident that this god tier Kakuzu can defeat Pain, stick to the subject and stop your bullshit. I don't want to hear this anime is not fucking canon nonsense.
It is this. You're
Okay.
using anime. It's a part of the fucking debate now.
Do you not understand? Like, for in one fucking example, you dumbass bitch, okay? Where we have the Haku fight against Naruto and the Nine Tails, where there is literally the same exact scenes in the anime and in the manga, but you're really gonna
does
tell
not
me
make
it's
it
not
canon.
fucking canon?
That does not make it canon.
It's the same shit, but
What
with
makes it canon
animation.
is that it's
What
approved
the hell
by
do you mean
person-
it's not fucking canon? Are you stupid or stupid?
You have to prove.
No. Are you stupid
that
or
it's-
stupid? No, I don't have to prove shit to you
Alright, are you-
because once
are you
again, I already
stupid?
made that
It's not a
establishment.
refutation to
I already
anything I'm
made that
saying.
establishment and clarification to you in the already over and over. It's like I'm talking to a brick wall. Okay, you never ever stated that we can only use manga. If you want to debate manga only, that is something you have to state in the beginning. You did not do that.
I'm lagging. I cannot hear what you're
So
saying.
I am not at all in any position to listen to
I'm
your
gonna
terms and
rejoin BC.
conditions. Please do. You can suck my dick. Can't even have a fucking normal debate with this guy because this man wants to pull an okey doke out of his ass.
Biba, could you rejoin the thing? Because
yeah, I got you.
you've been glitching in and out for a while.
Oh, really?
No, yeah,
Alright.
Batman, you were fine. It's just Virgil. Like he's fucking up, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That shit was funny.
That's fucking crazy to me, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to, like, be fucking, like, a snake or a rat or, like, dishonest or anything or whatever, disingenuous, nothing. Like, never was that clarified or even put out there. And I don't know,
Doesn't have to be clarified before
you know,
the
that's
debate.
fucking crazy.
It doesn't
Like,
have
absolutely
to be
insane.
clarified
Okay,
before the
yes, that
debate.
fucking does. Yes,
No, it
that
doesn't.
does. Yes,
Why
it
does have to
does.
be? Why does it have to be?
People do that all the fucking time. What
It
do you
doesn't
mean?
matter what people do.
Okay, exactly, and it doesn't matter what you do. Why is your shit more relevant? I don't give a fuck
mean,
what
why
you
is it
think,
more
and
relevant?
I don't give
Because
you know
the manga
because
is
no.
actually canon. You haven't
Okay,
provided any
it
evidence that anime
doesn't
is
fucking
canon.
matter. The anime is also canon as well. It literally
Why is it
replicates
canon?
because it. Dude, I already told you. I am not entertaining you on this.
All right,
I can
stuff that
provide
happened in the
no.
manga
I
happened in
can
the
no.
anime,
I can
so it's
literally provide
automatically
everything
canon.
from A to Z of why it is. I am not entertaining you on this. I am in no authority
If you
to
can't
answer this.
provide
No,
any
I am in
evidence
no
for a
authority for
positive
your
claim,
dumb ass,
all right,
stupid nonsense
then
to
it's still
entertain
the
you.
burden.
No, I am not in any authority whatsoever to answer that. That is, if you cannot understand that, I don't care. And if you cannot move on from this topic, I don't care. It is that fucking simple.
You know what
Capiche?
burden of proof
Done?
is.
Are you
No
done?
burden of proof is.
If you ask me one more dumbass question, I'm just gonna ignore you at this point until you're ready to move on
What
to
is
shit
the
that
burden
is
of
actually
proof? What is
relevant.
burden of proof? Please answer that question.
Then I will literally wait until you're ready to move on, or the judges can intervene and they can
you're
make their
ignoring
choice.
my refutation and
Whatever,
you're failing
that's
to fulfill
fine.
Your burden of proof.
Sure, that is great. Whatever you want to think. I'm
Alright,
not.
so you
I'm not
lost
responding
if
to you. I am not responding to you
conceded
anymore.
that you
Nope.
didn't
I did not
fulfill your
concede,
burden of
and
proof,
I am
and you
simply just not responding
the
to
anime
you.
is not canon.
I am
because
simply
you
not
just
responding to
conceded
you.
that.
That's if that's what you think, then sure. Whatever floats
You
your boat.
literally just said yes.
Whatever
to me
floats your
saying you
boat.
failed to fulfill
Whatever
your burden
floats the
of
boat.
proof.
I don't care. I really do not care what you have to say.
So you can't use anime then.
So I will wait until you're ready to move on.
I'm ready. Where's the skin? Where is the scan of Yugito reacting, or B reacting to Yugito?
Yeah, if it's a draw on this point, we just need to move on to the next one.
He conceded. I asked him why the anime is canon. I said you failed to fulfill your burden of proof on whether the anime is canon or not, and he agreed. Okay. He agreed that he failed to fulfill a burden there. That means he conceded on that burden, or on that claim. All right. So if he conceded to that, the anime is not canon through his concession.
Okay. Batman, do you have any evidence that the anime is canon? Do you have any kind of statements or anything about Kishimoto overlooking the anime and approving all of it, or like at least the anime based on these?
I do, but I literally don't even care about losing points on that because at the end of the day, I don't even need that to win this fucking debate. It's just that simple.
So then we have to go back to when does B consistently
Like if he literally wants to pull an okie doke, which remind you it was never clarified or even stated in the beginning of what form of debate and sources we were using to debate on, whether if it was manga, anime, maybe even from the video games, because some people do consider that canon as well, so on and so forth. Like that is not my problem, and I am not in any way or shape or form to entertain that or feel like I am limited, or better yet, have to follow only his direction and mentality of the debate. I never agreed on that. Judges never agreed on it. And he's the only one with that thought process. So whatever you guys want to do, that's fine. So
You actually did.
never did I. But you can put words in
Yes,
my mouth
you
and
did.
that's fine. If you don't know what sarcasm is, and you're a fucking retard. That's all I got to say to that.
All right. So it's a debate. Why would you use sarcasm in a debate where you have
Because
to
you're an
actually
idiot. You're
provide
an idiot.
evidence?
You're an idiot. That's why. You have an
All
abundance
right, why
of
am I an
stupidity.
idiot?
You know
Like,
why.
why-
You
that-
can
that
keep.
doesn't
You can
prove-
ask
that doesn't
all the
prove
questions you
yourself.
want.
Saying I'm an idiot doesn't prove anything.
You are an idiot because you think Kakuzu literally is fucking pain in Minotaur.
That doesn't
That's
prove
why.
anything.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
The entire
No, it
Naruto,
doesn't.
the entire Naruto community would laugh
don't
at your
care
fucking
what the
face.
Naruto
No,
community
there is.
thinks.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why you're a retard. There is narrative evidence.
Because I don't
there is
care what
feats
people
alone,
think.
and there is anti-feats as well to prove why Kakuzu is
All right,
nowhere
can
near
you
that.
provide-
And you're literally just a troll.
Can you
You're just a
provide
troll.
the scan
You are literally
for
just a
B-
troll,
for
and
B
no one cares.
reacting to Yugito?
No one cares.
All right.
Can you
So
provide this?
we can either stay arguing about this and being circular for the next fucking hour, or we can just move on. We can go to the next point. Let's just move on. Forget about this shit. Let someone make the next point. Whoever wants to go next.
Well, I mean, we haven't. We were only circling on
Oh, that's another thing. Let me send that
This-
one thing.
on that one claim. We weren't circling on the point. and
No,
we
I'm gonna
haven't
go
closed
back.
the
I'm gonna
point.
go back to what we were originally talking about before you decide to pull an okie doke out of his ass crack. So I'm gonna post that there since he doesn't like the anime and thinks it's non-canon. So just for you, I won't even find the manga page, but right there, I even paused it for you so you can maybe zoom in, kind of look. This way it's not moving. This way there's not too much visual description and whatnot. This way you have a really good time looking at it. But right there and there,
Literally
they
the same
easily block.
scan I provided.
They literally block, and that is basically it.
It is
No,
the same
nowhere
scan I
is it
provided.
shown that they are drastically overly powering fucking Killer
This
Bee and
is the
Naruto.
same scan I provided, where I said B and Yugito react.
You asked me to show evidence and prove okay, that they weren't greater than
that
them
they
and not relative at certain
consistently
points.
reacted to them.
Oh, you want me to show you more? I can show you more.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, sure, absolutely. Try to get a really good one for him. Getting a couple statements as well. Okay, it's in the next one. Sorry for the wait, by the way, judges too. What's it called? I wasn't even gonna go this direction of even talking about.
No, you're good, bro.
It's fine.
I'll just get y'all shit together.
Take a picture of that. Oh, right there. That is exactly what I need. Do. Okay, take a picture of that. Okay, so I'm gonna send this into scans as well, and then I'll even get more for you. And I'll get some statements once I establish some points on my end. But this is going into their one tails now, where they're basically amping themselves even further. And then I showed two other scans, and basically what happens, what's it called, is Killer Bee does several attacks towards Fu, and she is dodging some of them, and then basically Bee does a couple attacks to basically distract her and make a diversion, and has another attack that is aimed at her blind spot from behind, to where he's thinking like, all right, this should be able to land an attack. And what happens is instead with the Rinnegan's linked vision, she's able to casually dodge it without even trying or anything, and effortlessly makes it basically nothing. Like it doesn't do anything. And mind you, she also charged at Killer Bee. He dodges her move casually, which is also establishing even more relativity. And this is just with her. And the reason why I'm putting this as an example is because this goes to show that the Renegon is an amp itself with the linked vision and so on and so forth. That you were claiming that the Renegon and Shotgun does nothing for them. And other than that,
That's not what I claimed.
what's it called? And that's basically what we're having here. And I'm going to get some more stuff, and I'll let you respond to that if you want to. Get that. Now I'm going to get some stuff with Yugito. And then meaning, therefore, they have the eyesight of 6 guys. And then here's another feat I'm going to pull up with the lava guy. So when he goes into his lava style, you know, like full on body and everything, he's now able to, what's basically like charge at Naruto. And Naruto looks at him and basically like he dodges, but the fire and the heat, what's it called, was still able to do damage on him. Proving that while they're using their Jinjutiki abilities with their visual prowess, it is enhancing them overall, which at those moments, that is why they're able to land certain attacks on either Naruto or Killer Bee. When you are also asking why that is possible if they're not, you know, to their power level and so on and so forth, but the reason why they're even able to do that in the first place is because of their Jinjutiki abilities and their visual prowess. Not because they have the same exact power levels as Naruto and Killer Bee that you're trying to establish and correlate to Kakuzu. Okay, and then Yugito does this move, which I'll put that in scans, and Naruto and Killer Bee are dodging them. And Killer Bee is still in base, hasn't even gone to V2. God damn, that was fast. And then Yugito is literally pushing Killer Bee from behind, like going full on speed, charging at him. And Killer Bee is still able to turn around and react and block her attack. Which, mind you, I'm showing you this because you asked me to prove even more of showing them when they're able to establish relativity to them. Now, do you need me to show you even more of Killer Bee and Naruto reacting to them and blocking their attacks? Or does it make sense to you now? Do you understand?
You have contentions with what you showed.
Sure.
All right, I don't. Well, I'm just gonna say this about the last one. I don't understand what that last image shows. It looks like she's charging up an attack, and he's just looking at her
So
while
no.
she's doing the
So
attack.
what she actually does is she utilizes the range ninjutsu and is basically a barrage of missiles launched at Killer B, which I can also show that to if
No,
you
no,
need me
no,
to
no,
prove
no.
it. And then
No,
basically
I'm talking
she's
about
trying to create an
the one-
opening on Killer B and then charges forward at him and he still blocks it while she's moving at max speed.
All right, but I'm just asking for like to show the block, like the scan of the block.
Show the skin of what?
The scan of her blocking it. I mean, him blocking her attack.
Okay, I'll send you a video then because the block of the attack is very fast in the anime.
All right.
Like I'm not gonna lie about that, but okay. It's recorded a 10-second video. I'll record it even better if you need me to. That video is too powerful. That's stupid.
Second video too powerful.
Yeah, it's a 10-second video and it's saying it's too powerful to send. Hang on.
Try doing it in pieces.
What's that?
Are you able
Does
to send it in,
anyone
like,
does
pieces?
anyone can anyone actually pull up the manga page of that? Or know like where that's at? Because the anime, it's in the anime, but it's happening so fucking fast, it's literally impossible to pause it at that moment.
You guys want the anime or the chapter?
The chapter, yeah.
I don't know the chapter, but I can
I
find
don't
it.
know the chapter at all.
Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can record my
Chapter 564. Well,
Probably just lowering the quality on your camera.
lower the quality. That would allow me to send it.
Because if it's too powerful, it means just the file size is too big. Because if you have base Discord, I don't think you can send anything over 8 megabytes.
Oh,
So if you go
did-
into your settings, you can lower the quality.
Okay.
Yo, which chapter
And
you
the-
guys
and-
say? was?
That's a great question. I don't know exactly where in the manga it's at. I'm assuming it's also in the manga too.
I can link you guys the chapter. I just need to know what the chapter is.
Dun, 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 dun.
it's chapter 565.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, I'm going to it right now.
Oh, and also Yugito had her one tail out as well when she did that. Forgot to mention that. So she wasn't in base.
Yeah, I agree. I see it. I agree. Edo Ito and B are relative. So.
Okay, I actually got it. I fucking timed it. Hell yeah. Here we go. So there's literally a flash of light because from both of their hits, like clashing, like their weapons.
I said I think they're relative.
I know. I just wanted to send it to you, you know, because I'm that is not who I am, and I do not lie about shit. So overall, now that I provided that to you, which you know, what's it called?
So I'm not
you know,
worried about
what
them
do you
relative or not.
You know, but see, what I need to establish, though, do you understand why they're even being relative at these moments right now?
All right.
Because when you're trying to establish the connection from her to Kakuzu when there's literally no connection whatsoever. It is completely drastic different circumstances.
I'm going to explain why there is a connection. All right. Specifically in all these instances, all right. Well, the one with her shooting fireballs at B, I don't really need to address that. They're obviously relative. But with Fu, right? Fu is
I'm not trying to cut you off, but
from
before you were actually saying that they were more powerful, and then you were asking me to provide evidence to prove otherwise, that they were relative.
I said she hit B, and
I don't remember being consistently reacting to him.
Okay.
Or
I'm glad we
yeah.
clarified that. Anyways, continue. Sorry, I
Yeah, I
apologize.
did agree that they were relative at the beginning, but when we were debating, I didn't.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
All right. Basically, my main point about this is I don't think Ito is amped in the way that is required for this, like, not to matter, right? Maybe in the top scan where they're like clashing, it helps, right? Although she would still need the physical ability to even cause B to need to block the attack at all. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the fact that she literally just straight up hits him, just kicks him, which would not, the kick would not be amped by the Rinnegan or Sharingan projection.
Okay, so what I mean by the Rinnegan and the Sharingan amping them, I'm talking about what the capabilities it allows them to do, like, you know what I mean, like perception-wise, like seeing, protecting their blind spots, so on and so forth, etc. And since they're constantly, pretty much always normally at max amount of chakra due to them being an Edo, okay, which yes, I am very well aware that Edo is technically a nerf, but there are circumstances in Naruto where an Edo ninja is actually more powerful than the alive version, and that has been shown in the show. The only two situations where it was heavily implied that that was not the case and it was more of a drastic nerf was actually with Madara and Hashirama. But as for other characters, it is like literally people try to over exaggerate and say it's like an absolute dramatic nerf when in all actuality, if I would even like wank it percentage wise, maybe it's like a fucking like a 80% nerf, you know what I mean, or 90%. Like it's not even fucking that serious. And it also depends on the person that's casting Edo, because if you analyze Orochimaru using Edo Hashirama and Tobirama in the fight against Hiruzen, those two Edos are completely dog shit in comparison to when Orochimaru revives them during the war arc, because he's actually giving them their exact amount of power during that Edo summoning. So overall, okay, there is different levels and lengths to Edo Tensei, okay, and the nerf is not a consistent variable. It fluctuates. And it also depends on the circumstances of the character. As another example, Itachi Uchiha, okay, now he technically is like he has an EMS, and plenty of fucking chakra and stamina, therefore he would be stronger than his alive version. Now, obviously, if Itachi had EMS as alive, and, you know, compared to Edo, then obviously alive would technically be more stronger. But you get what I'm saying. So overall, with this whole Edo nerf thing, that it's a drastic fucking nerf and completely like makes them horrible, that doesn't make any sense, because if that was actually the case, they wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to do shit. Okay, they would just basically get shit on over and over. Or better yet, it would be Hiruzen fighting against Tobirama and Hashirama all over again. And that is not being indicated whatsoever. So I wanted to address that point when you stated way before that the Edo Tensei was an insane drastic nerf, because it is not. It is actually a buff. It is actually a buff, and it is very powerful of a jutsu itself.
Okay, so are you saying it physically buffed her in specific? Are you like, or that it specifically buffs anybody that isn't like sick or old or something like that?
So what I'm trying to say and establish is the Rinnegan and the Sharingan is not giving them chakra or like a power amp, so to say, but it is giving them other amps to degrees. And since Obito is controlling them and embedding his own chakra into them with chakra rods, which is why they're, you know what I mean, they're able to move, so on and so forth, etc. Because remember, only Kabuto can actually control the Edo Tensei ninja, not Obito. He's not the one doing the reanimation jutsu. Okay, he is literally embedding his chakra into these characters. Okay, therefore, you could easily imply, which there is evidence to support it as well, that his chakra alone is also amping them to a certain measure and degree. That is a possibility. There's no statement for it, but there is feats and statements for Nagato that is doing the same exact thing with the Paths of Pain. So it makes no logical sense to say that she is not being amped as an Edo ninja while being controlled and embedded chakra from Obito. That makes no sense whatsoever. And the fact that she has the Rinnegan and the Sharingan, that also compensates for the lack of difference in power against the 8 Tails and the 9 Tails. So meaning that is why they're able to be relative at certain moments, or better yet, why Killer Bee and Naruto are actually being more the defense, because Naruto even states to Killer Bee that, hey, watch out, don't do anything reckless. Their vision's linked, their Sharingan is able to give him, more, and so on and so forth. If you fuck up, you're going to regret it, and that will create an opening, and you will get hit.
This didn't answer my question that I asked.
What's the question?
Well, it kind of did. It was the Obito part. Was probably trying to answer the power amp, like the idea that her kick could be faster than normal. What suggests that they have chakra rods in their bodies, like the Jinchurikis have chakra rods in their bodies?
Wait, you're saying they don't have chakra rods in them, in their base?
Yeah.
I can. Okay, so if I show that they do, will you concede that point?
Yes.
Okay. I'll show you a good one. I'll show you some boobies to where Killer Bee is like, them boobs, and the rod is literally in her fucking boobs. I don't know how you forgot that. That should also be in the manga as well. Because they had to figure out where all the chakra rods are on all the people. And basically Naruto literally states to Killer Bee, one good counter strategy is to be able to get a hold of those chakra rods and pull them out. But then again, that's easier than said than done. And then right here, I'll even give a statement to where they're saying that they're being controlled by the chakra rods as well. That is also in there.
I'm looking at the scan right now. I sent it.
Right here. So this is a statement. Put that. That's important. And then I will also send a picture of the rod inside of them too. And then they're doing a flashback back to Tendo Pain. Back then, in order to get chakra, black receivers were stuck to their bodies. There's literally everything Naruto is telling to Killer Bee. And then the 8 Tails is like, okay, I see. If we remove it or destroy it, they can't move and they're not mobile. And the Geto Jutsu would be undone. So I'm going to send the chakra rod in them, and then I'm going to send something even more important to where then the 8 Tail says why that's nearly almost impossible due to X, Y, and Z, which is why it makes it look like, the fucking, where people are like, oh, now they have the same power levels and so on and so on, etc., when that is not the case. Right there it is. Taking a picture of it so you can see some good old boobies, and I'm going to post these scans in the Discord. So that's proof that the rods are in there. And then this is Naruto stating that they are receiving chakra directly from Obito when it loads and does it. And he says they're all controlled by chakra. And then Naruto does a flashback, like as if when I fought against Nagato Tendo Pain. And mind you, if you look at the episode title, I didn't change the episode and go all the way back to Naruto versus Pain. That is literally in the same exact episode as when they're fighting them being controlled by Obito.
There's an issue. Okay.
And
all the other scans you have, all right, directly align with the manga, like you said. And this, they don't ever say anything about them being controlled, and they specifically do not show her having a rod embedded in her chest whatsoever.
Okay.
Right? It's
Now
not in the manga at all.
I can't speak for the manga, and I would have to pull the manga up and go to like a website and look through it. Okay, and I'm not gonna act like I absolutely know for a fact it is in there. What I can say is I know damn well that in the manga that they do have rods in them, and the only reason why I can say that is because I know for a fact it also shows it when they transform into their full transformation tail beast. So if
But when they no, all right. When they go in their full transformation tail beast, what the rods are like huge. Those rods would have to be like laying around somewhere. That doesn't make sense. Just because like the full transformation had the rods.
Well, no. So basically, the fact that the rods are in all of them, which eventually, what's it called? Like I said, I'll have to pull up the manga and actually look through that. You know, but I would have done that and actually done my homework if I knew we were going to be only debating manga only. But anyways, what's it called? Freaking, as speaking for the anime at least, that's one thing that shows a Yukito. And there's even a scene where it shows all of them where all of the rods are because Naruto's able to sense it with his KCM cloak chakra.
It's also transformed. The only instance that specifically like shows them in base having that is the one instance where in the manga it specifically shows the opposite, where it does not show any rod in her in base. Also, why the fuck does she have boobs in the anime and not in the manga?
She's a female. What do you mean she has boobs?
She's flat as fuck in the manga, but that's not important.
Well, maybe from a certain angle. Like there's points where there's points where Hinata looks flat, but she's not.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm also sending these other statements that are important to the point that I was trying to establish earlier. I'm about to send them in chat as well, with is how this is basically amping them and enhancing them overall to why this version of the character is completely different from the Alive version. And once again, I apologize for not having all this in advance. I just was not trying to go this direction at all. I was going to go a whole other direction. And one of the counter strategies that Killer B and Naruto also discussed during the fight is that it's kind of the same with Nagato, and that they have to be able to find a way to be able to take one of them one-on-one due to all the the abilities of the the projection of the Rinnegan and etc. and the Sharingan. Because even if they were to go all full out and fucking launch a tail beast bomb, yeah, it would fucking, destroy them and make them go whatever. And then they're basically being rehabited by Edo. But then Obito could just intervene, and then that would basically be that. So, or better yet, like he did in the middle of the fight where Killer B and Naruto are actually coming up top, he actually makes them go to V2 and makes them go to their next transformation, where now they get even more stronger and things are getting more intense.
Oh wait, I have a question. I like zoned out for like half of it. What's happening right now?
Damn, bro.
Boobies. They're talking about boobs.
Yeah, they almost got into an argument about boobs.
Yeah, they're talking about Yujito's titties all of a sudden. I don't know why.
It was,
Okay,
it
yeah, I'm
was
gonna go kill
very
myself.
sudden. I was worried, but then they moved on. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, basically,
Bro,
just a
who did
general recap is what's it called? He was asking me to prove what's it called that they're being controlled by chakra from Obito and so on and so forth. And so then I start showing that they have chakra receivers inside of them, and then I'm also getting statements and stuff and whatnot too. And so I showed the thing with Yukito's boobs with the chakra receiver. And then not only that, what's it called? Then he made a comment, which it wasn't bad or anything. It was just him being funny. And what's it called? And he was like, "Oh, well, why the fuck does she have boobs out of nowhere?" And I'm like, "Well, you know, like, what's it called? She just has boobs. She's a female." And she's like, "Well, nah, every other time we see her, she doesn't have any." I'm like, "Well, it depends on the angle because sometimes when you look at Hinata, she looks like she's flat, and we all know she has big ass boobs." So,
Bro, I can't believe you guys are actually arguing this.
it was important.
She got tits or not, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Hey,
Booby rods.
Tits will always be more important than
That
anything.
shit matters.
It was to, I guess, validate the Rod statement.
That should be the real debate right here.
Where C-Cup is the best.
Okay, so now I'm almost done. So now, and then eventually what Naruto does after that, he's like, well, I can sense them, so I'll just have to find them. And then he's like, I'm just going to have to put up with their attacks and take it while trying to take it out. Because their attacks basically won't work and they can't catch him due to the Renegon's leak vision and everything and the Sharingan, etc. And Obito controlling them with chakra and amping them to a degree. And while they're utilizing their Jinchuriki abilities and combining it with the visual prowess, it's basically a no-winning situation for Naruto and Killer B. At least base and then KCM 1.
Don't make me come up in here with Kid Neji versus Kakuzu. I'll do it.
So right here, Naruto's doing a Rasengan on the chakra receiver. And I also got that, and that's another example. Let me send these scans in real quick for you guys. All of those feats basically correlate to everything that I just stated, which is how and why they're basically completely different from the alive version and more stronger, okay, and why they're able to fight against Killer B and Naruto to begin with. They talk about
the rod in base Yugito.
Well, I showed it with Yugito, and then what's it called in the lava guy? What's it called? It shows Naruto's Rasengan hitting the chakra receiver because he's trying to push it out of him. So, and that's another person that has it. And then there's also going to be a point where I think it actually shows all of what's it called? The people. Wow, and Noodles is such a fucking dishonest little bitch, bro. Fucking, so literally another thing, fucking, because Noodles was another person that tried to be like, oh, Han speed blitz Naruto, when literally Naruto is slamming a Rasengan in the lava guy's fucking chakra receiver trying to get it out, and then Han comes in and fucking kicks him in his face. Yeah, Noodles wanted to be fucking dishonest in the debate I had against him, be like, he just did that shit casually and Naruto couldn't even react. Fucking little fucking rat, bro. I just hate that fucking guy. I know that's a little irrelevant, but whatever. God, I fucking hate him.
You're not the only one, bro. You're not the only one.
Like, I'm over here, because I had to, mind you, I had to, like, go back and watch everything, but But when I first had a debate with him, I couldn't remember if that was legit or not. You know, but regardless, I went forward and etc. But the fact that that's not what happened and he just fucking said that shit out of his ass, like, holy fuck, bro.
My main problem with this is just the manga does not show her having a chakra rod in the same exact.
Well, in the manga, she would have to have chakra rods, and the reason why is because once again, Obito cannot control them through reanimation jutsu. So meaning the only measure.
You know when what you call it? What is this? Kagura. Is that his name? The Three Tails and Cherokee.
Are you talking about when he does genjutsu on them to control them?
Yeah.
So the only time Obito actually does that is when they're in their full beast transformation and he's losing control of them with, you know, the chakra receivers and etc. Okay, and he actually has to use his Sharingan in order to tame them and calm them down and to get control back. He's not actually utilizing like fucking his Sharingan like at all fucking times. Like, he's projecting the Sharingan connecting with his chakra, which is why they have the Sharingan in all their eyes, because it's literally a projection connected to the user that's controlling the paths, okay? But other than that, when they actually all go full tail beast, one of them tries to disobey Obito because he loses control and literally charges at Obito, and he utilizes the Sharingan, and I think the chains as well, to tame it and control it. That's all he does. And the reason why he's having a hard time is because Obito there's even a statement for it, okay, to where literally he has way more control if he's focusing it on one tailed beast instead of focusing it on 5 fucking tailed beasts.
That in itself just said what I just said, where it shows like his eyes on the tailed beast.
That's just a chakra visual. That's just visual. It's the same thing when fucking Pain or Nagato was doing with Rinnegan. Doesn't mean he's controlling them with Genjutsu. And the reason why I know he's not controlling them with Genjutsu is because in the beginning they even have conversations with Naruto and Killer Bee while fighting. Kind of similar to when Itachi was throwing hands with KCM and Naruto, they started talking about Sasuke. The same exact thing. If they're actually in Genjutsu, they're not just going to start having conversations about random shit. Instead, they'll just be bloodthirsty and in complete control of the Genjutsu user and just be used as a tool. That's it.
It was just always present when the Mizukage was making decisions for the Mist Village.
And the reason why Obito used Genjutsu on that guy, the Three Tails Jinchuriki, is mainly due to the fact that he didn't have chakra receivers inside of him to control him. What's it called? And then and the reason why that is also proven is because whenever Pain, Tendo Pain, or better yet, any other character that actually utilizes the rods, even Ishiki, okay, whenever they embed their rods into someone, they can actually restrain the person's chakra and literally paralyze them, basically, to where they can't move or do anything. If a chakra rod stabs into you, you're basically fucked. So literally it is a form of controlling them, similar to like the Geto chains, or better yet, similar to what Madara or Obito do to the Nine Tails with their Genjutsu. It's just another measure of controlling them. It makes no logical sense to imply that he's controlling them with the Sharingan at all times when he's not doing that, and that is only shown once.
If he doesn't need the rods to control someone, why in this specific situation is he doing that?
Because
why? Because specifically with the Mizukage, like when he's controlling the Mizukage, it causes the Mizukage to just make weird ass decisions for the Mist Village. And if that's the case, right, well, unless he's like constantly there to control the Mizukage's every action, then it doesn't make sense. Like, would no sensory ninjas be around to like?
Well, I'm not really gonna like. I get what you're saying. I'm not really. That's a whole other can of worms, and I'm not really gonna get into the direction of like why Obito chooses what to do with his Genjutsu, so on and so forth. You know, but at the end of the day, at least, you know, from everything that I've shown in scans and what's going on so far, and I believe even in the manga, and I can pull it up on my computer if I need to, I'll even look for it or whatever, okay, but like, what's it called? I know they are being controlled by rods, because I know damn well in the manga that they have rods when they're in full tail beast transformations. And the manga never shows Obito putting the rods in all of them. They're already in them and to begin with. I'm also going to show another scan, and this will prove that Killer Bee and Naruto are completely greater than Yukito, even in base, and that their power levels are not the same. So when Killer Bee goes into his full transformation, he literally does a twister like fucking move and like turns and basically fucks up all the fucking the Jinchuriki host. And literally at that point, that is when Obito basically makes them go into their next power up. So meaning overall, like it's very weird to try to scale Yukito to Killer Bee and Naruto and then establish that version of Yukito that has all these variables of why she's even able to fight in the beginning, okay, and then claim that she has the same exact power level, like speed, etc., and so on and so forth, when the moment Killer Bee or Naruto get serious, they get shit on. So it does not make any sense whatsoever.
Right, actually, something's come up. So if you could provide any evidence for in the manga them having chakra rods in base, I'll concede the whole thing.
Well,
Like
I'm going to be honest. I don't even need this arc or any of this to prove why Kakuzu is not even on that level. There's plenty of anti-feats to prove it. And that's during the Hit-On and Kakuzu arc. But, let me check on the computer and see... or better yet, if anyone's able to find that first, let me know what chapter or whatever and send me the link so I can go find it myself and send it. Does anyone know a good website to pull up the Naruto manga for free? I'm assuming you guys know, 'cause you debate shit all the time.
Manga Kakalot is good.
There's also like Manga Panda or something like that. There's a lot of pop ads on it.
A Manga Seed's probably the best one.
Manga feed altogether?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can link the
Yeah, send it in Discord, please.
Wait, actually, I sent a link to the.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I can resend it. I'll just send it.
Like, I normally always provide like data book scans and whatnot and that type of stuff from the manga and etc. But I never like to like show actually certain things and whatnot. I've never really done it from the manga only because I've never had an issue of just sending shit from the anime when it's literally showing the same thing.
Alright, send a link to the website.
Okay.
Because for Naruto, they use the Viz translations, so.
Is it in the sources?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Appreciate you.
What was the anti-feat in, or just like some of the anti-feats?
During the Kakuzu and Hit-On arc?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask a question and then I'll actually provide the evidence to prove why, but I actually am curious what you think. Do you think Asuma or the monk or Birdman is stronger than Sagemo Naruto?
The monk, wasn't he off-screened?
The monk is the guy that was part of the 12 Shinobi Guardians, where Asuma left the village and so on and so forth, and basically was with him, and he basically trained under him and etc.
I have no clue about like.
So, are you aware that
I know Asuma definitely isn't stronger than Sagemo Naruto.
Okay, and you do know base Naruto defeated Kakuzu, right? And Sagemo Naruto is more stronger than base Naruto, meaning therefore with all those correlations, like Pain defeated Sagemo Naruto.
That was through diversions.
What's that?
That was through diversions and help from other people.
Okay. Well, no, he didn't actually have help. So when the way the fight actually starts, and I can even show the scans to prove it, because I've seen the fight over and over and over. what's it called, is Naruto tells Kakashi, like, let me handle this, because he wants to prove himself and etc. And they're like, all right, fine. And Naruto does 2 shadow clones to basically get an analysis, okay, of Kakuzu's abilities and so on and so forth. Kakuzu deals with the 2 shadow clones. He's like, all right, I'll need 3 shadow clones to compensate for his speed with the tentacles and whatnot. He does 3 shadow clones, okay. Kakuzu deals with, the shadow clones here and there, with like his wind and fire blast, and then Naruto's able to run around him with the Rising Shuriken, okay, and he's about to slam it into Kakuzu's back, and then it fizzles because Naruto is also fatigued and tired, and there's plenty of evidence to prove that as well, okay. And literally, what's it called? Since he didn't land the hit, Kakuzu then exploits that opening as any shinobi would, okay, in a fight, and is about to land a blow on him to where either it would have been fatal or things would have popped off, whatever. And that is when Kakashi and Yamato interfere, to where Kakashi uses his Raikiri, cuts off the tentacles from Naruto, and Yamato uses his wood style to push him away. And then after that happens, Naruto does 3 shadow clones again, does the same strategy. The only difference he did was he used the real version of himself this time in the diversion, to where Kakuzu thought the real version was still sitting behind like the first time, yet everyone says he's such an incredible analysis and so intelligent, yet he couldn't freaking deduce and realize what was going on, okay? And Naruto pulls the same exact feat, gets behind him, and he's like, huh? How did, you know what I mean? And then turns around, literally looks at Naruto, and Naruto goes at him at full speed and slams the Rising Shuriken. And remind you, the Rising Shuriken is loud as fuck, okay? So there's no way he couldn't hear it. He even saw Naruto and everything. He had plenty of time to react, either using his tentacles to jump or whatever, yet he couldn't, signifying that it was a speed blitz from Naruto. And remind you, he's not even at full power, and he gets hit by the Rising Shuriken. And if Kakuzu lost to that version of Naruto, if he's going against a full power maxed out Pain, and Pain has 6 people, and if Pain was to do it, you're telling me if a simple strategy as using people as diversions is more than enough to beat Kakuzu, then all Pain has to do is literally do diversion and soul snatch, and he's dead. It's that fucking simple. And he wouldn't even have to do that, but that's just another example of how Pain could just deal with Kakuzu.
Alright, I have problems with what you just said.
Okay.
One, it wasn't base Naruto. Okay, he was fatigued in pace. Okay. But then he had a little bit of Kurama chakra to basically recover himself, basically. So,
actually,
I'm not saying he's stronger than base. I'm just saying that you can't deduce that he is fatigued just based off that if he has some unquantifiable extra amount of chakra.
You actually can. There's statements and there's actually evidence to prove that he's fatigued.
But then he gets the QB's chakra.
That never happened. And the reason why is Yamato literally every time the QB chakra is about to come out, he immediately seals it with his wood style and suppresses it. And not only that, whenever Naruto actually utilizes the QB chakra, every time he does it, whether if it's in the Neji fight against Sasuke or Kimamaru, whatever, all his stuff heals. Like the black marks, injuries, etc. That never happens when he's fighting against Kakuzu. So there's no way to actually prove that he utilized the Nine Tails chakra to heal his injuries or his fatigue or whatever. And not only that, the Nine Tails can't just give him chakra, or better yet, restore his own chakra pool. It can only lend him his own chakra pool, which is a completely separate chakra pool. And not only that, Naruto also made a promise to Sakura and Yamato to never use the Nine Tails power again.
It doesn't matter. They literally show him using its power on the panel. And I didn't say it recovered him. I'm not saying it recovered him in a conventional way. I'm saying it recovered him because it gave him chakra that he needed when he was fatigued.
Okay, so you're referring to the first point you said. You're referring to when literally see, this is the funny thing. In the anime, which I know you don't like the anime, his eyes are actually blue and he does have a line and he has some black pigmentation around his eyes. That's all it is, okay? And if you actually compare that version of so-called QB Naruto to literally the QB Naruto that is enraged in fighting against Deidara, there is a complete big difference. Better yet, even the Haku fight, when literally you either see chakra all around him or you see that.
What chapter is this?
What's it called? What do you mean? What chapter?
No. Kakuzu versus Naruto.
That's a good question. You might want to ask them on that or something. I'm bringing it up right now, though.
I think it's 366, maybe.
I already know what you're about to show me, that his eyes are red in the manga, apparently. But what I'm trying to explain is, in literally, if you analyze even the photo in the manga, okay, even if I were to grant you that, if you compare that look to the Datara look or even the Haku look, his teeth are not sharpened, his hair is not spiky, and he doesn't even have the black whiskers on his face. In the anime, his eyes are blue, he has a line, and he only has some black pigmentation. So meaning that it is literally impossible to quantify what even amount of like nine-tail little juice that he had from the nine-tails that maybe leaked out, because this is something you also should be aware of. The nine-tails is constantly fucking around with Naruto's chakra control and always trying to give him problems. There is literally a statement for that. And mind you, Naruto's been training for 3 days straight, trying to do change of chakra form with change of chakra in nature, and indicating both of them as a fusion to create an S rank level jutsu, the Rising Shuriken, and is literally training for 3 days straight, using 200 shadow clones for 3 days straight, remind you. Okay, finally gets it to where it's not even complete. It's a 50% Rising Shuriken, incomplete. Okay, and then Yamato says there's one more thing I want to do, which is him utilizing the combo with his water style. Okay, then they immediately rush to the battlefield as fast as possible. No breaks, no nothing, because Tsunade's orders to Naruto was finish your training right now, get that jutsu master, which there's even a statement for that. Okay, and then immediately head over to support them in the battle against Kakuzu and head on. Okay, so he is fatigued, okay, and low on stamina and low on chakra. And not only that, there's even a statement for Yamato stating, okay, that he can only use the Rising Shuriken twice. That is his limit. Kind of similar to when Kid Sasuke can only do the Chidori either twice or 3 times. I can't remember. Okay, overall, he has a limit with the amount of chakra he can do. And when he fights against Kakuzu, okay, he was able to do it 3 times, and Yamato even acknowledges that and says, wow, I'm really impressed. Your limit was 2, but you actually were able to do it 3 times this time. Okay, and he was complimenting him after everything that happened and when they defeated Kakuzu. I have a question,
because I get what you're saying. How strong is Naruto here?
How strong
quantify how much chakra he has gotten from the Nine Tails, and he can't quantify how much.
I can at least have a probability of interpretation of that he only has a tiny bit. And the reason why is because whenever Naruto utilizes a shit ton
how much is it compared to how much he lost?
What do you mean by that?
How much did he get? How much chakra did he get from the Nine Tails compared to what he lost?
So, for all I know, like if I was rated out of like 100, he could have only got 1% of it. At the end of the day, there's no statement to say exactly what limited amount of juice he got from the Nine Tails that leaked out. But one thing you got to put into consideration, he's literally staring at the enemy that killed a good friend of his and teacher Asuma. So we all know at the end of the day, when Naruto gets emotional, the Nine Tails chakra can leak out, and whether if he means it intentionally or not. That's just a natural element of it. So, but all because that little bit amount that came out, okay, doesn't mean he's not fatigued or tired anymore. Okay, instead, all it does is give him either a little bit of an amp, and we can't really know what degree of an amp that was, okay, but what we do know is that it's not 100% amp of what we normally see as QB Naruto when he fought against Itachi and when he fought against Datara. That QB Naruto is at max amount of power because he's actually allowing and utilizing the Nine Tails power and going into that state. In the Kakuzu fight, he's only using a tiny bit of it. Okay? And so, therefore, if he only used a tiny bit of the Nine Tails chakra while also fatigued and low on stamina and etc., and was able to defeat Kakuzu, okay? Pain, on the other hand, fought against the Six Tails version of Naruto, okay, and then used Chibaku Tensei and forced the Nine Tails to go into his full transformation. So overall, the power gap is completely different. And remind you, Pain was doing all of that while he was also fatigued and tired. Not even at max power. So overall, that's just one example of an anti-feat, but I don't even have to even go that direction. Kakuzu also...
You haven't proven that Naruto scales them. You just said he diverted him twice.
Well, what do you mean I haven't proven that he doesn't scale over Kakuzu? How does he not scale over Kakuzu?
All you provided was that all you said was he diverted him twice, hit him from behind.
Yeah, meaning that he defeated him and he would scale over Kakuzu. That's it.
Beating someone through diversions wouldn't scale you over them in speed.
Okay, so you really on the camera, you're really gonna say Nine Tails Naruto is weaker than Kakuzu? You're gonna say the power of Nine Tails, him as a Jinchuriki, is weaker than Kakuzu. You think Kakuzu can handle the power of the Nine Tails?
Yes.
With what evidence? Because there is no evidence to prove that, and not only that, Kakuzu loses over and over and over to people that are weaker than Naruto.
All right, if you want to go on the evidence, we have to go back on to the Yugito.
I already provided all the evidence and claims of why that doesn't work for you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I provided all the scans. I provided all the scans, and I showed all the proof.
Exactly what happened,
I provided
and it would be
the scans and the
recorded.
proof.
Okay.
I did provide those evidence and points.
What happened was I said, all right, is there any proof that in the manga, because even in that specific instance, it didn't show that in the manga, even though it's the exact same scene, all right, in the manga, it doesn't show that in base she has a chakra rod.
Okay,
right?
and yeah, and I can definitely pull it up, and that's fine. But overall, and okay, that's not even what I need. No, that's not even what I need. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can go find that for you to fucking make you at the end of the day happy or not or whatever. That's not an issue. I don't have a problem with that. What I'm trying to say is Kakuzu has anti-feats to where that type of argument would not work for you. It literally contradicts. There are literally contradictory anti-feats for Kakuzu. You can't claim that he is KCM1 in level of speed and power when literally he is never displaying that level of power in the Kakuzu arc. He is literally losing to a Naruto with a tiny amount of Nine-Tail juice, okay, and with a couple shadow clones. Naruto didn't even go fully all out. He used 3 shadow clones twice. Naruto can use 200 shadow clones. It doesn't matter if he used shadow clones at a diversion. Bottom line is, it proves that he's more powerful than him, and he scales over Kakuzu. No, it doesn't, because KCM Naruto is more powerful than base Naruto or the QB State Naruto at that point.
He's stronger than base Naruto. It doesn't matter if he diverted Kakuzu's attention.
It does matter, because Kakuzu lost to a weaker Naruto.
Yeah,
so you're trying to establish
position he couldn't react.
Okay, once again, you're not understanding the connection. You're trying to establish, okay, that Kakuzu is KCM1 level Naruto, yet there is so much contradictory of evidence in the Kakuzu arc to where not only does he lose to a weaker Naruto, okay, but he also loses
him. That just means he scales to him. That does not mean the same thing. You don't have to scale directly to somebody to beat them in Naruto if you trick them.
Not necessarily. Okay, that is true that there is times where there is ways to compensate for the lack of power or strength or whatever.
I have to go, dude.
Why are you going? Because I want to show you all the rest of the evidence to prove that Kakuzu's trash.
Because I have
you don't want
to
see you don't want to see the bald man fucking him up. You don't want to see Shikamaru fucking him up. You don't want to see Asuma's ninja fucking him up.
If you want to keep debating, it has to be a text debate, which I don't know if you're fine with that.
Why does it have to be a text debate? We can just keep going this route.
Because somebody wants to call me right now.
I get that, but I want to educate you further.
I don't care if somebody I know.
Well, I care. I care because you're over here pulling hypothetical arguments for Kakuzu, and that's not okay.
Well, I don't care. I care more about talking to my friends and people in my life than arguing about whether or not a fictional man beats another fictional man. So text debate. Or don't debate at all.
First off, that was, for one, never clarified in the beginning of this debate. And two,
I literally said I had to call someone.
And two, what's it called? If that's going to be the route you're going, then all right, we can either continue this another time, or you're basically conceding the argument.
All right,
in this debate into general.
Then. Exactly. Continue this another time. All right.
And that works.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Nigga, I really watched nothing. I'm fucking done, bro.
Bro, what if he just refused to continue it another time?
Wait. Blue, everyone, wait. Blue, you're smoking.
What
Yo,
happened?
Batman.
Yo.
What if you just like didn't agree to do it at another time and just forced him to concede?
I'm kind of for me. Yeah, that would make sense.
I mean, I would.
Guys, the
I
anime's
just,
not canon. Oh.
like I would have just forced him to concede. So
Yeah,
I'm actually
guess,
gonna look in the manga. I'm gonna look in the manga to see because I know damn well they have fucking chakra rods in them. What chapter is it though?
Batman, am I correct in assuming that you don't try to be an asshole during debating?
What's that?
Am I correct in assuming that you don't like being an asshole when you're debating?
No, I don't. I'm only an asshole when someone fucking comes out with a type of disrespectful energy or really says something to piss me off.
All right, so yeah, that's why Wapuri.
What's it called? Yeah, I'm a very calm, collective person. Like as you guys saw for the rest of the debate, I was perfectly fine. You know what I mean? The only time I lost my shit is when he pulls an okey doke, which I get it. Okay, cool, that's fine. But if that's gonna be like the angle you're gonna play randomly through the middle of the fucking debate, that's something he should have clarified in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like I've debated so many fucking people, you know, and they always clarify either if they're using only manga arguments or, you know, whatever debating or anything goes, whatever, you know? Like that's just fucking stupid. And so that shit really pissed me off because I'm over here having all the evidence technically from the anime because I don't really use it from the fucking manga because I feel like the anime, in my opinion, is more better because it shows more, you know, details and actual animation, you know? It gives you more insight of what's actually going on, you know? And fucking the manga only can provide so much. It's literally fucking written pages, you know?
I mean, you're winning.
And then not only that, fucking there's even points in the anime where it's literally the same exact thing in the manga. You know what I mean? Like so, like literally like fucking everything written and you name it. So like it was just so weird for him out of nowhere to pull the fucking anime is not canon bullshit when literally they're showing the same exact shit in the manga. I know there can be some differences here and there, but it doesn't fucking matter, you know? It's not like Boruto where the manga is completely different from the anime. You know what I mean? Naruto manga and then to Naruto anime is literally the same fucking shit and establishes the same core values. Like, it's so fucking dumb. You know? And fucking shit. If I already knew, if I even went the route of talking about another argument of like fucking Pain fighting him in the game, that is technically canon because Kishimoto was heavily involved in it, in the production, the outfits for the Akatsuki members, in the story of the origin and creation of the Akatsuki. Like, and he literally gave him the thumbs up. Like, there's so much evidence, and and I have it on this whatnot website and etc. To where literally like that was one of my points against Noodles, and that motherfucker was losing his mind, you know, and trying to really fight against the fact that it's not canon. Fucking like, and literally in that game, Pain by himself as Tendo fucking folds him.
Well, I mean, he is a rat, so.
Yeah, he is a fucking rat. Like that really pissed me off when I was literally rewatching the fucking fight with Obito and Naruto Killer Bee. And mind you, his exact statement, it's on my YouTube, okay? I don't know what timestamp it is, but the motherfucker had the audacity to be like, oh, well, no, they're just more powerful because he fucking speed blitzes and kicks Naruto in the face with, you know, the strongest taijutsu or whatever, you know? And because I didn't remember the context of the fucking scene or whatever, you know, like, I'm like, all right, whatever, you know, and I moved on. But then when you actually watch it, fucking Naruto's over here trying to take one of the chakra receivers out, slamming a rising gun, and then he gets kicked in the fucking face. You know, like, fucking, like, that doesn't prove that he's drastically more fucking powerful than Naruto. I don't know. This is fucking stupid. I don't know. Overall, I don't know why it's rocket science for people to understand that fucking Obito is literally using his own chakra to control them, and you could easily fucking show plenty of evidence to indicate that could amp them if he wants to, which Nagato has done with the Path of Pain. Okay, and then fucking they literally have the Sharingan and the Rinnegan. Like, those are completely different circumstances from Yukito fighting in a cave with only her Jinjuriki abilities. Not fucking Rinnegan and Sharingan and infinite fucking chakra and the tail beast inside of her. You know? While with Obito's chakra as well. Like, it's just fucking stupid.
Well,
The thing is, the infinite chakra statement, like, it wasn't a real thing, and you can debunk it by easily showing that
The divine
there's multiple.
tree. Yeah, I know.
There's multiple times in the war arc where,
Minato.
like, even Toby Rama says, like, I'm out of chakra.
Yeah, Minato says it. Fucking the divine tree also shows that as well. Like, yeah, no, that's something. And when I say infinite, I'm not saying like it's literally infinite. Like, I'll even clarify.
It's more regenerative than it is infinite.
Exactly, you know. So overall, like, if you compare that to an alive person, you know what I mean? Like, obviously they're gonna have way more chakra than their alive version because literally it just constantly is regenerating. You know what I mean? Like, to where if she was by herself, she could get fatigued and tired. We've seen that with all the Jinjuriki. They're, you know, like they don't have fucking, you know, excuses of why they can't get tired or fatigued. That is not a factor in Naruto. So meaning, as Edo, they don't have, you know, the weaknesses of being fatigued or, you know, and so on and so forth. It takes a lot fucking longer. And meaning, we all should know that if you have a lot more chakra, your attacks, your speed, and everything alone will be all enhanced and more powerful. The more chakra you have, the more powerful you are. So, like, it's just, I don't know. Fucking, I don't know. But obviously you guys understand that shit, but other people don't.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you literally showed like 4 different reasons on why something was right, and then he's just like, no.
Pretty much.
Probably Kaguri.
Like,
Bro, reminds me of the time I debated Darby without even looking at a scan.
When was that?
Remember it was the bear versus Scribblenauts? I didn't even read Darby's scan.
You didn't read Darby's scan? I thought you did.
Nah, bro. I only read it after you pointed it out to me. I just ignored the scan.
Oh, damn. Some savage shit, Rocky.
Nah, but and not only that, like, if you actually rewatch the fucking entire like arc of Kakuzu, fucking, or better yet, even like before when Hidon meets Kakuzu for the first time, which I don't know if that scene is actually, excuse me, in the manga, but it is in the anime with Itachi's like novel, like his entire story and whatnot. Because I know Itachi has like novels and whatnot. Yeah,
I have Itachi's novel actually. Like,
yeah.
I have the physical Itachi.
Yeah,
novel.
so it's basically the episodes are basically based from that, and literally it's where Itachi and Konan are there, and they're watching Kakuzu fight Hidon, and they go to fight each other. They're basically relative, and fucking Hidon gets Kakuzu's blood and then kills him, and fucking now Kakuzu is like missing a heart, and then they're about to fight again. And literally, Kakuzu is at Hidon's mercy because he has his blood. So he could just keep stabbing his heart and then kill him. Therefore, showing that fucking Hidon is over here beating Kakuzu. You know what I mean? Or at least showing some form of establishment that they're relative and whatnot due to his hacks ability. And then Itachi fucking analyzes all that shit, you know, with his Sharingan and everything and with his intelligence, and immediately is able to deduce everything Hidon can do, but also states to Konan, though, that doesn't explain his immortality, though. While Shikamaru, that took that fucking guy like episodes or pages to fucking figure out how Hidon's abilities work.
Smartest character to show my ass.
You know? Yeah, exactly. So, like, don't get me wrong, Shikamaru is intelligent, but he is not the smartest fucking character. That is so...
No.
And Noodles swears up and down.
Okay, for like part two, the most intelligent would be Toby Rama or Minato.
Exactly. And that's understandable. Actually, now really thinking about it, mind you, I fucking hate Toby Rama, but I will never ever discard credit for someone when they deserve it. And at the end of the day, that motherfucker is intelligent because he created these broken ass forbidden jutsus. Flying Raijin, you know, Edo Tensei, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, he was ridiculous. And if it wasn't for him, Naruto would have ended a long time ago.
I think Toby Rama's like all around the smartest. Like he's kind of, he excels in every category of intelligence.
Yeah, he's very fucking intelligent. The only thing that Toby Rama lacks, unfortunately, is, you know, like the perfection of the things that he created. And that's what kind of makes him, you know, more weak. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like you only have a certain amount of time in your life to create something. I mean, obviously, if the dude was a lot longer, he probably would have perfected a lot.
Oh yeah, he would have, absolutely. Yeah, he would have had the same mastery, or maybe even better than Minato, and then he could have even exceeded, or basically got to the same level as Orochimaru or Kabuto with Edo Tensei. You know,
Toby Rama also died like really early. Like, he died when he was like, not really early, but he died when fucking Kyuzen was like still a wee little baby.
Literally.
So it's like, He died when Hiruzen was like probably a teenager, so it's like he could have lived another like 30 years and perfected the jutsu, but like
Yeah, and he could have got way more powerful too. So, you know, and that's okay. But then when you got fucking people over here making like these hypothetical versions of Tobirama, pulling the same thing with Kakuzu, to where the only thing they can reference is from him being alive, and unfortunately, from him being alive, it's not good. Like, it's to the point where it's so weird to where him as an Edo was more stronger than his alive version. And that itself is fucking weird, you know? So, like, it's just, I don't know, you know, and then there's the whole fucking Tobirama nonsense. And it's like, it's one thing to give him the praise he deserves, but then there's a whole other thing to not tolerate the bullshit, you know?
Like jack him off and shit.
Yeah. You know, like, people actually believe that Tobirama is Jubito level, and that shit blows my fucking mind.
Oh my god, actually?
Literally, Noodles actually believes that, and there's other people that think it too.
That's funny as shit.
Like, and it's hilarious because Tobirama even has a statement from himself saying, brother, he's more stronger than you. Like, watch out and blah, blah. Yet, Tobirama is Jubito level? Okay.
Well, there's also another way. There's also another way to do that.
There's no
who's
way.
stronger, Edo Hiruzen or Edo Tobirama?
well, the thing is,
does Tobirama know ceiling?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
I'd imagine he would.
Then I would probably say Tobirama. Then.
Here's Hiruzen mastering everything in the fucking Leaf Village.
That is true. Yeah, there's that version of like Prime Hiruzen and whatnot. And
oh wait, I wonder who like vaporizes the top half of fucking Hiruzen.
Yeah, I take it the debate's over.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah,
I wonder what kind of mindless, out of control, not even fully conscious individual just blitzes this Hiruzen who's stronger than Tobirama and quite possibly base Hashirama, and just fucking obliterates the entire top half of his body. I wonder who did that.
Yeah. Fucking, oh no, like, if we're talking about, like, Prime Hiruzen against Tobirama, I would definitely say Prime, if that's, like, you know, but, like, if we're talking about maybe, like, during the war, don't get me wrong, he's pretty powerful, too. Like, he's over here doing, like, fucking 5 chakra natures against, like, what, the Giru Woods statue thing, you know? Like, and he's doing shit, but, like, I don't know, I feel like Tobirama's flying Raijin, that would be enough to kind of, you know, hit him once, tag him, and then he just kills him, you know? I don't know.
Am I the only one who thinks it'd be cool if, like, in the Boruto manga, like, Boruto learns a flying Raijin or something, you know, just to make him interesting?
I don't know why Naruto never did, bro. Like, he had the chakra and stamina. Like, way more than Minato.
Like, you know,
Naruto's an idiot for not learning that.
Like, exactly. Like, that shit was so weird to me. The fact that he never, like, he goes from learning the Rasengan and then developing that further, but you're gonna tell me he can't learn the fucking flying Raijin when Minato's fucking joning bodyguards could? Like, what the fuck, you know? But they can't spam it because they're chakra pool? Like, I don't know. To me, I feel like that was stupid. He should have been able to learn that. And that would have been a big, big fucking deal. Because Naruto, he's dumb, but he's not, like, dumb to where he's incapable of learning things like that. And especially with his Shadow Clone that can speed up training and experience, there's no fucking way to tell me he couldn't learn that.
Like, okay.
You know, if Minato could do it on his own, Naruto could do it too.
Especially when he has 6 stage mode.
Yeah.
Like, that shit, like, it's literally stated that shit gives, like, unconscious mastery of all his abilities and shit.
Basically. Fucking, but no, what's it called? I don't know, you guys are pretty much aware, but fucking, when you watch the monk fight against Kakuzu and hit on, I swear to God, I was laughing so hard because that man was beating them up with a spiritual fist. He was fucking whooping their asses and just punching them in the air, juggling them. That shit was so funny. I don't know if you guys ever seen that.
Yeah, it's just so good.
And then fucking, and then it does like a time skip similar to like with Yu-Gi-To! And then Hit-On's finishing up with the ritual, which you could easily just imply that fucking they just lasted him. They're fucking immortal. So yeah, he can beat him up as all he wants, but if he can't kill them, it's not gonna do anything.
This is the last problem I'm fucking fixing in this tournament. This is it. This is the final shit.
And then you all know about the bird guy. When that motherfucker goes up and fucking trades hands with Kakuzu, that's apparently, KCM1 level speed, yellow flash level speed,
KCM1 level speed,
multi-continental durability, you know, multi-continental AP, like, but yet fucking Birdman is fucking fighting him with Itachi's half-ass crows and just going blow for blow. Like, he did better than Kakashi with Taijutsu.
By that
You know?
logic, that would also make base Naruto with Rasen Shuriken multi-continental.
And Kakashi multi-continental as well. And Shikamaru multi-continental. All those characters would also have fucking Minato level speed. Which is just blatantly not true. Like, better yet, there's even another anti-feat to where Kakuzu finally goes to help Hit-On. And mind you, fucking Shikamaru is like using his shadow possession, has no idea, because Kakuzu was Hit-On while they were first fighting Hit-On. And he literally like fucking blitzes him from behind off guard and Shikamaru was still able to dodge his attack.
I have a question. Did Kabuto bring back Kakuzu during the war?
He did. Yeah, he did. And it was horrible for him.
Okay. So I want to point this out. When Kabuto revived all of the Akatsuki at once, Obito literally laughed at his face until he actually brought out another tomb with Madara.
Basically.
That should let you know that Obito is the strongest member of the Akatsuki.
Except for like healthy Nagato, but like
healthy Nagato or healthy Itachi too. I would definitely say that.
Except for like healthy Nagato.
Wait,
I'd say Obito could beat Itachi.
Oh, most definitely, he probably could. What's it called? And then I feel like it's more narratively implied that he is. But one thing I will say, it's really weird because if you actually, I don't know if you guys remember, if you really analyze Obito's like fights and all that stuff, Minato and Konan make his Kamui look like fucking trash. Like they really fucking make that shit look horrible.
Konan doesn't get enough respect during the Obito fight.
Oh, she don't, bro. She had fucking what 100 billion paper bombs.
But she had a lot of
she had prep time. That's the main reason people downplay her feat versus Obito because she had prep time. But even then, it was still impressive enough.
She exploited Obito's Kamui's weaknesses to the fucking T. Like out of all characters, like Minato, you know what I mean, and you name it, and etc. Fucking, she did the best.
She chose Kamui the most out of every character.
Like Kakashi,
more than Naruto,
literally, bro. Because Kakashi only was able to do something because of Kamui, so that doesn't count. No one else has Kamui, so meaning that there's only technically the other weaknesses for Kamui, which is either being faster by what Minato did, or the second one is if he's phasing through. Or better, if he tries to actually take you into the Kamui dimension, at that point he's vulnerable to attacks. And so meaning if you do like a shadow clone with like paper bombs on yourself, or you do what Konan did with paper bombs all over her, or if you have Itachi's ability, the explosion shadow clone, okay, he's going to take damage. Or better yet, you could argue Itachi performs and works faster than Konan, meaning therefore it could potentially either be a lethal hit or it would force him to use Izanagi. So I'm just saying that.
I know a fight I really wanted to see in the Pain arc. Like Konan versus Sakura, Hinata, and Ino, like all at the Pain arc. Meanwhile, you have Naruto and Pain fighting.
I feel like Konan would win that.
The 3v1.
You don't think so?
Like she probably would win. I think she probably would win that.
She's no joke,
depends
bro.
on how much. Depends on how much.
Maybe not
Sakura
with pure
contributes.
strength, but I feel like she could win there.
Because she can fly. They can't fucking fly.
Sakura can punch the ground so hard to stem big rocks.
True, but she could just deflect it with paper and shit or explosions. Like, fucking, like, all right, like when Konan fought Obito, she like starts spamming like sharp paper shuriken at him, you know, and whatnot, and then also like explosions. And then she charges to him, and he's like, "Are you dumb or dumb?" He tries to absorb her. Then she does an explosion, like doing a kamikaze type bullshit. And he takes like a lot of damage, loses his arm, his mask gets blown up, and he takes minimum damage but does not lethal. And then literally he like compliments her and says, "I was wrong to underestimate you." And then she does her prep move where she releases like the whole billions of paper bombs in the waterfall, where now he's falling down with gravity. And while that's happening, all the paper shuriken is constantly going through his Kamui, like trying to slice him. And there's paper bombs also exploding at the same time. And so what he tries to do is teleport and just get out of there, right? You know, like let's say if Pain does Chibaku Tensei, oh, then Obito could just, you know, just teleport away. Well, what's interesting with this situation is he can't teleport because when he tries to teleport, he has to materialize himself, meaning he's now vulnerable to attack. So meaning he's literally forced to use Kamui, and after 5 minutes, it's done, and meaning he'll die. So meaning he was forced to use Izanagi. Meaning that if you're intelligent enough and you can incorporate attacks on Obito's Kamui, you know, to basically, you know what I mean, not allow him to like fucking teleport away or whatever or absorb you, like he really can't do anything, you know? Like, and that's a big fucking deal. Or, which, you know, this is a little bit more arguable, but, you know, we all know the scene where Ninetales like has an idea and he grabs Kakashi, throws him into his Kamui, and then literally whenever Naruto like slams his Kyuubi tail transformation punch inside of him, he like does Kamui, and Kakashi sees literally that exact body part that was being attacked from the real world, and he punches it from the inside of the Kamui dimension. And that is also another way to inflict damage or counter Kamui. So, like, Kamui is a broken fucking jutsu, but if you're intelligent enough and you have the correct, like, abilities, you can... Yeah, then you could compensate for those weaknesses. And in character, I feel like Itachi would be able to exploit that. So that's all I can say for Itachi. But,
yeah.
You know, like there are arguments for Itachi, but overall, it is more narratively applied that Obito is, you know, would win.
He's more powerful, but he doesn't like to show it off, and he was trying to stay in the shadows throughout most of the series until the very end.
Yeah. So, another thing people try to do as well, though, is they throw in the arguments where that like Itachi was intimidating Obito, like Yellow Mask and all that, and even Orange Mask, to where he was like making threats like you can't lay a finger on the village or Sasuke, and that they made a deal, and then Obito says, all right, well, don't use your shotgun against me, and that's basically it. And then that was that. Yeah, and people try to say, oh, he was scared or afraid of him.
He's scared of Tsukiyomi or something.
You know, which like I get why they would go that angle. You know what I mean? Because then people are like, well, you know, think about it. Like, if Obito's not scared or intimidated, like, if you're more powerful than someone, you're not going to take any shit from anyone. You're not going to make a deal or listen to them. You know, like, for instance, Madara, he didn't take any shit from anyone because he was more powerful than people. So, meaning, if Obito is so much drastically more powerful than Itachi or could beat him effortlessly or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't have been willing to make a deal. Instead, he'd have been like, no, fuck you. Let's fight right now and throw hands like he did with Minato. And let's say he kills him, right? Then he just takes his eyes and he continues his plans, and everything would have been tremendously sped up, and everyone would have basically died. Like, if it wasn't for Itachi, you know, everything would have happened already, and the village would have already been attacked, and the Nine Tails would have been captured, etc. But Itachi was stopping all that, and Obito and Zetsu had to wait like what, like 10 years? Like, how long was it? Like, you know what I mean? From part 1 Naruto all the way to Shippuden. Wait, actually, no, it was like 3 or 4 years, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, like he had to wait that long because due to Itachi, you know? And then when finally Itachi died from his sickness and whatnot, you know, and fighting Sasuke, then Obito's like, all right, our eyesore is finally out of the equation. Now we can finally continue with my true plans. And Zetsu's like, you know, complaining about it and saying like, oh, well, you know, it took long enough, you know? So, like, that's also another angle people try to go from, that, you know, if he was so much more powerful or could beat him, you know, like, he would have done that and then just took Itachi's eyes and used it for himself, or gave it to Sasuke while manipulating the darkness within his heart, you know, and doing the same shit, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
The way I see it is that Obito probably was just like, why would I kill Itachi if he can be so much of more use to me? And then it's like, why? Yeah. And it's like, why would he attack the village and risk a high-value target who knows like so much shit about the Akatsuki? Just like, why would he just like sacrifice all of that?
Yeah, it basically playing the long haul game, you know, or better yet, in character, what he does. You know, he exploits either the darkness within people, or he'll use...
didn't want to get compromised by the Hidden Leaf.
And
that's what it was. He didn't want to get compromised.
Exactly. And better yet, fucking, what's it called? Actually, not really thinking about it, I think the only reason why Obito did that is just like what he said, because Itachi was aware of him, and he was stalking him and watching him all that time, and he approaches him and says, hey, I've been watching blah, blah, to kind of analyze you, see what your intentions are, yada, yada. So I know who you are from everything I've seen. I think you're Madara Uchiha, which obviously Itachi was wrong about that. But then again, the motherfucker was trained by Madara himself, you know, like, and learned everything from Madara. Has Zetsu cells, infinite, you know, Sharingan, you name it. Like, so yeah, I would probably think he was fucking Madara too, like, you know, but like thinks he's Madara. And then obviously Obito has a statement saying that that it would be very problematic if the whole world knew Madara was still alive. So meaning he felt like he was kind of forced to kind of, you know, make a deal with Itachi because Itachi did have that type of intel that could make things 10 times more complicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So meaning like not really indicating that he's, you know, inferior to him by power and whatnot, but like that he wouldn't want, you know, to risk his identity being released to the world, you know, at that current point. Because at that current point, he was only, he was still like Yellow Mask Obito. He wasn't even Orange Mask. And the only people that knew about his secret identity was Kasame and fucking Nagato, I think.
I just hosed the whole place down at work, and I completely forgot a base. So I'm just going to fucking do it.
I need to check the manga though again. I want to find that one thing. Anyone know what chapter it is when Obito's fighting them? I gotta look it up. I favorite this shit too. I don't remember who sent me the link for manga, but that shit was goated.
I agree. Konan would struggle against Sakura and Hinata.
You think she would lose?
Which one?
For the most part, yeah. If she doesn't know what to expect from them.
Which ones?
Like Hinata and Sakura from the Pain arc versus Konan.
Oh god.
I wanted to see that fight so bad.
I'll be honest, I am more on your side, and the only main reason why is because from what we know, correct me if I'm wrong, the only thing she can really do is do nothing but ninjutsu-based range attacks and explosions, or better yet, morph her body into papers, which I think she can still take damage even if she is in that mode.
Like she can make herself intangible, basically, but
she can
take damage.
So similar to like Kamui.
Yeah, she can make. Yeah, it's basically like a bootleg version of Kamui. She can make herself completely intangible with paper.
So can she be hurt though, or no?
No, she can still be hurt.
Okay.
Depending on she can still be hurt though.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. So with all that into consideration, like if she doesn't have any prep time, you know, like. It just boils down to Sakura and Hinata just dodging or countering her range attacks, and they can be able to do that. And then once she's kind of fatigued and tired, they can just clap, you know. So
exactly, you have the you know.
She has her Bakugan, the Higo style, which that doesn't require like ninjutsu or anything. That's just taijutsu with chakra points, like fucking. Then you have Sakura, which is basically taijutsu attacks as well. Like they're fine. And then Sakura was literally trained to like, bro, we saw what she did with Sasori. You think Konan's gonna land an attack with no prep time? Like, come on now. So
I'm pretty sure like the main point Tsunade wanted to train Sakura on was movement.
Literally,
especially when it comes to taijutsu.
That's literally what she did, exactly. So it's just, ultimately I feel like Konan wanted. Now if she has prep time and she knows about their abilities, then I'll give that shit to Konan. Yeah. I'm sorry, what she did with that feat with Obito was just insane. Like, if he didn't have Izanagi, he would have died. And that is crazy to even think about. So.
Yeah. She didn't know he had an extra Sharingan.
Yeah. See, and that's also another thing. I forgot. This is another argument people had for Itachi, that, you know, Itachi is very, very intelligent. And he's basically aware of everything in the world, like Sage Mode, you name it, Sharingan, all of it.
Basically.
You know, like he knows basically all of it, and there's plenty of evidence to support that. And literally, like, if he's fighting against Obito, or better yet, who he thinks is Madara, it makes no logical sense for him to not potentially think that Madara could use Izanagi or even Izanami, okay? You know, but if Obito was to try to use Izanagi, like on Itachi, like if somehow he was able to press him and get a freebie, fucking, what's it called? Like, basically, Itachi, people argue that he could use Izanami, and that would counter his Izanagi, because technically Izanami was originated to counter Izanagi. So, that is a thing too. And that would pretty much, I feel like that is a possibility to be effective on Obito, because remember Naruto's Talk no Jutsu? That shit was basically Izanagi, but just Talk no Jutsu, you know? So, and that's what basically Izanagi does. It forces you to kind of fight your inner demons and conflict, you know?
That is a forbidden jutsu we don't talk about.
Yeah, literally. So, but that was something people put out there as well, which it makes sense, you know?
It's so powerful, other protagonists use it in their own shows.
Yeah. So, like, and then, like, and when Tachi's like explaining all that to Sasuke, teaching him about Izanagi and Izanami, like, then it goes like a flashback showing like a girl with Mangekyo with Izanami and the guy with Izanagi, and she bodies him with Izanami. So, you know, it is what it is. But overall, in my opinion, I don't know about you guys, I feel like it could go either way, but it more favors with Obito, and that's because of narrative implications. That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there are, like, some instances where Tachi could get the better, but for the most part, Obito would win.
Yeah. Another interesting thing, I think that, like, I don't really think this is strong argument, but if you analyze, like, the data book statement of Itachi, you know, some people, and, like, I even, like, you know, think it might be possible, but, like, argue that his Tosca Blade could literally seal Kamui itself, because anything it touches, it basically one-shots. Now, I don't know if that would work on Kamui, but it makes sense, you know? Like, it is a hacks-based fucking, like, spiritual fucking sword, you know? Like, if it's, like, similar to the concept of, like, Pain using Almighty Push to Kamui. Like, it consists of all 5 chakra natures and can basically negate anything, so do you believe it could negate Kamui? Who knows? We won't ever fucking know, you know? So, I don't know what you think on that, but... Because in character, Obito would use Kamui if, like, Itachi did his, like, blade against him. And then at that point, you would have to argue if you think it would still work on him or not. I don't know. But... I always thought that was interesting.
Unless the Totsuka Blade has non-physical interaction with intangible beings, then...
No, it's not that. Like, that applies to, like, ghosts and shit. How Obito is doing is, like, he's just putting parts of his body into, like, another dimension.
Yeah, exactly. So...
And that's completely different from, like basic intangibility, like, from being, like, a ghost or some shit.
Okay.
Like, you have to prove that, like, your attacks, like, reach other dimensions and shit. Weird.
Because basically what everyone's understanding should be, or at least mine, that if the sword hits Obito, that it would just basically go through him like anything else would, and it's just only in the real world, meaning it wouldn't affect him because it's not in the dimension, you know? Like, if it's in the dimension and hits him, then yeah, obviously, but, you know.
Yeah,
so...
Especially he's able to be used, like, unconsciously by Obito. Like, when it's active, like, he doesn't even, like, have to, like, control which parts of his body phase out. It, like, it's unconscious.
Yeah, it automatically does it.
Stupid, broken.
The fucking guy can literally just go underground. Or walk through mountains with that shit. Like, it's just insane.
He doesn't have to think about walking like Mirio, like My Hero Academia. Because, like, Mirio has to, like, think about, like, oh, I have to, like, solidify this part of my body, and then this part, like, take off this part. Okay, no. Yeah, like, materialize, like, the bottom part of my foot. Like, shit like that. No, Obito just does it.
Literally.
Yeah, Mario is, like, super complex with his work.
Mirio would look at Obito, go, power! And then he would die. He would kill Obito by just shouting power, and then flexing really hard.
No, an altercation between Mirio and Obito would be hilarious. They're just gonna be sitting each other, just being intangible the whole time.
Nah, because like Kamui would work on Mirio. He'd be sucking up all his molecules.
I mean, they're both intangible, so I don't get it.
Let's be real, like fucking that one scene in Naruto where like Obito is literally standing on a mountain and looking at the entire village, and then he literally just fucking like Kamui's away, and that scene was so badass. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh yeah, where he basically just waved his hand.
Fucking.
So Deku, here's the problem with Mirio versus Obito. Like, you have to remember that they're both intangible because of different reasons. Like, they're not intangible because, like, facing through, like, reality or shit. Well, actually, Obito is. That's how
Mirio's intangible because it's, like, a genetic thing with him.
No, it's not a genetic thing. It's, like, he separates, like, the bonds between, like, his molecules, but not to the extent, like, that he, like, rips apart. Whereas Obito's case, he just puts parts of himself like his own costume.
Obito is just going through space-time.
Yeah, his parts of his body are, but like Mirio's still physically present. So like if Obito just sucks him up, he's gonna get sucked up, dude. He's gonna get pulled through space.
Yeah, Mirio's body is still like there in the physical real world. Obito's in a different dimension.
It's gonna be funny though. Seeing Mirio be like, huh? What? I'm intangible.
That altercation would be gold, especially if Obito's like putting up the whole Toby persona. That would be hilarious.
I don't know if like, because with Mirio's quirk, when he uses it, he still has mass. So if he goes completely intangible, he falls into the ground. So he he still retains his mass.
And he loses all of his clothes for some reason.
Hey,
it's because like his suit. Because the thing is, Mirio's suit is like made of his hair. That's why he doesn't lose his clothes when he's using like his hero suit.
Listen, look, it doesn't matter where
this man fought Class 1A and flashed everyone.
Listen, look, it doesn't matter if Mirio has like mass or not. He's still physically present in the world, so he's going to get sucked up by Kamui. Simple as that.
Also, with Mirio's quirk active, if he has like his head intangible, then he can't see, hear, smell, or breathe.
Yeah.
So like, if Mirio goes completely intangible, he's just suffocating himself.
That'd be funny if fucking Obito just, you know what says, fuck this, I'm gonna set the entire arena on fire. Says fuck that. I'm dealing with this shit now.
Who do you guys take? Who do you think takes it? Third Raikage or Minato? If it's Hokage, Minato. Yeah, Hokage. Not KCM. Minato might not be able to penetrate the cloak. That's what I think. If he can, then he's dead. Yeah.
For some reason, everyone forgets Minato has Sage Mode when he's alive.
True.
Yeah.
I know, but the thing is, Naruto beat the third Raikage because he was told exactly the weakness. Sure, Minato could figure it out.
He would,
but it's very iffy. So it's like, he's got a scar. Cool.
Look. Okay. Would it not be out of character for Minato to be like, okay, if nothing works, I'm going to make this dude hit himself. It doesn't matter where.
No, Minato has the intelligence and the caliber to eventually come with that analysis. That is, I would definitely say that's weird to say that he couldn't, because like this is basically how it's gonna go. Mind you, if Naruto's fucking Raisen Shuriken, which is way more power, or better yet, rivals the power of Minato, okay, couldn't do fucking anything to his lightning cloak, which remind you is his elemental weakness, which is insane, okay. Fucking, so meaning that, which has been stated by Kakashi and Yamato, that the only way to compensate for your elemental weakness is if you're actually putting more chakra into your ability. Okay.
Yeah. So, fucking Tamari was like one of the greatest wind style users. Like fucking
exactly.
Ever.
So like literally, all of Minato's attacks basically won't work. At the strongest Minato's attack that he would have is a massive Sage Art Rasengan, similar to what a Jiraiya did. But that will more than likely not do anything because the Raisen Shuriken can't do anything. I highly doubt a massive Rasengan could do anything. So fucking at that point,
keep in mind, Naruto also has hundreds of massive Rasengans like he did versus Kurama.
Exactly.
Just one.
So like, and then literally like fucking at that point, the Minato be like, like nothing works on him. Not even his elemental weakness, blah blah this and that. I either run away with Flying Raijin, or wait a minute, he has a scar in his body. Maybe it was, you know, his own attack power that did it, and then he would test it out as a theory. That is a very, very possible way of him. You know, that sounds like in character, you know?
Let's be honest with each other. Third Raikage speed compared to Minato's speed, not relevant at all.
Yeah, no.
Even if you want to argue like movement speed, like his reaction speed is fucking much more higher.
Well, Minato, not only that, his fucking Flying Raijin literally alters space and time itself. It's like a hack's teleportation ability.
It rips a hole through space.
Literally, it's not fucking fair. Like it's not like Shishui using body flicker to the perfection.
He fought armies for 3 days straight with no food or water.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker's crazy.
Like the third Raikage definitely has
insane.
more stamina,
Yeah,
and like more defense than Minato,
Absolutely.
but Minato would be a lot faster.
Yes,
That's the big thing. That's the only thing Minato has like definitely over him.
Yep, speed.
Minato just puts a fucking Flying Raijin like mark on the ground, lures the Raikage over it, and just fucking BFRs him away.
To be honest, Minato could send him to space.
3 days straight.
He could send him to space, or he could throw one of his kunines in the ocean and let it float all the way down, and then just teleport him down there and teleport out and drown him.
Fuck, dude, he'd chunk himself.
Or that, yeah. Fucking. I feel like Minato could have ways probably to compensate for the, you know, to not be able to penetrate his durability. Or better yet, with his intelligence, because he was able to immediately deduce how to beat Kamui. Like, it just wouldn't make sense that he couldn't be able to do it for Raikage. So, like, Naruto, he's a ding-dong, you know what I mean? So that's why they had to help him and tell him. Minato, he's very fucking intelligent. So Minato would actually master the Raisen Shuriken as well, but the problem is he doesn't have the stamina and chakra that Naruto has, which is literally a statement from Kakashi, which is why the method that Naruto did to learn it and how to do it could only be done by him, and that Kakashi himself or Minato could not exploit due to them not having that chakra requirements and stamina. So
okay, another question. Pain Arc Naruto versus War Arc Tsunade. Who do you guys taking?
Pain Arc Naruto?
Naruto,
Well,
yeah.
if Tsunade uses the Byakugo seal, then it's very iffy.
It's a fucking GG for him if he gets hit once.
Yeah, like, if he gets hit once, he's fucked. But I feel like if Sage Naruto like goes against Tsunade,
I only asked that because I asked Jay that question on the podcast.
That's a good one. Like, I like that. Fucking, but like, I feel like if she goes into her seal, really all Naruto has to do is just do 200 shadow clones, and what the fuck is she gonna do? You know, like, fucking, if she gets hit by like so many Raisen Shurikens and massive Raisengans, she's kind of fucked.
You have to realize she has a mitotic regeneration, which basically just instantly heals every cell that's destroyed in her body.
Well, wasn't she cut in half? She was cut in half by Madara Susanoo though, and like she couldn't heal that. Her body.
Well, her body was separated completely by a massive fucking log.
Yeah.
And she was still able to survive. Like she survived long enough to be able to like be stitched back.
Get healed by her slug.
Yeah, she was getting healed by the slug the whole time though, and healing her teammates.
And that's
another thing. She has the slug summon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blue.
I don't
good?
know. Like I feel like the Raisen Shuriken though. I feel like that would
Yellow
fucking go
good?
right through her.
Yellow was good.
No, we're not debating.
No.
No,
Okay,
Batman
so,
cauterized
do you
him.
know the SCP? Wait, are you guys debating?
No, we're just
Okay,
having
good.
general discussions.
Yeah.
Obito, I was wondering, what is the SCP that is the pie that if you look at it, it's not gonna respawn itself, but if you don't look at it, it's just gonna spam the shit out of itself until you drown in a room full of pie.
I don't fucking know.
You should know this.
Why should I know this? I gave up an SCP like 2 years ago.
That's
I'm retired.
bullshit.
fucking retired.
Actually, I think Naruto could pull it off actually because he has more stamina and chakra than her.
Yeah, definitely. Unless he has Byakugo too.
Because Naruto
she's been storing chakra in her seal for like decades, so I doubt that. But
oh, you think she would have more?
Unless you want to like go on the whole debate, like, does her seal have more chakra than the Nine Tails?
Yeah, but see, that's not fair though. If we give Naruto the Nine Tails as well, then obviously, the fuck.
It's a different Naruto.
Because like
I think that Tsunade would be a lot more like physically destructive, while Naruto would be physically stronger.
She'd have more destructive power.
Like, all right, for instance, like if Tsunade goes into her form and she charges at Naruto and Naruto charges at her, it's gonna be the same exact feat like Pain, to where he's gonna be able to dodge and perceive it and still land a hit even though he doesn't punch her. Like,
the problem is that a fucking tank the hits.
The problem is, yeah, she can just tank the hits, no problem.
Are you thinking? Well, Naruto did that shit to a tail beast, and that motherfucker from the inside got hurt.
Listen, look. If he grabs him at any point in the fight, like grabs him on his shoulder, he's fucking done.
Yeah.
He's dead. GG. He's dead. He's getting body slammed to the fucking ground over and over again.
Basically.
Well,
if he has a Nine Tails though, like
on him.
If he has a Nine Tails, he can just regenerate, you know, so.
Yeah, but even then
they're just gonna be regenerating from each other's attacks over and over.
Probably just like breaking.
It's literally gonna be the same thing. Like it's gonna be like two demons fighting each other, like in Demon Slayer. They're just gonna keep healing each other.
Because you gotta remember, like Naruto's healing from Kurama is no fucking joke. That motherfucker was healing from Shidori's. That motherfucker healed from like his neck being slammed into the ground. You know what I mean? Like fucking all kinds of shit.
He literally got his lung pierced and he still survived like nothing happened.
Literally, like fucking, and then not only that, like the Mataratsu flame stabbed him and he just fucking heals that shit, you know, like he's just insane, bro. Like that healing is crazy.
Yeah,
so is Tsunade's. They both have insane healing factors.
That's a weird fight. I don't even know, to be honest. That's weird.
They're just gonna keep healing from each other 24/7.
It's whoever you think can outlast. I feel like the stamina argument is the most critical in that debate.
Yeah, like how long did that fight against Madara last?
That fight lasted.
Actually, I think I got something for Tsunade though. I think I got something because remember, we all know that Tsunade is a fucking prodigy with medical ninjutsu and stuff like what Kabuto was doing, and all she really has to do is sever the chakra network from the Nine Tails. She could be able to do that.
Oh yeah, you mean basically
and then he can't heal.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying she could just use chakra scalpels and disrupt Naruto's entire chakra flow?
But then again, he's had his chakra network disrupted before.
Wait, I'm pretty sure chakra scalpels and the gentle fist like shut it down differently.
Yeah, they're different. The gentle fist basically depleted his entire chakra pool, like his own, not the Nine Tails, just his chakra pool and network. And then that's why he utilized the Nine Tails to, chakra, and basically like Neji's like, what the fuck? He shouldn't have any chakra. But with Kabuto, when he did that one move, which is something Tsunade can also do, okay, because they're both medical ninjutsu fighters. Like fucking, he basically severs the connection that allows the Nine Tails to use his chakra to heal him or save him from death. Okay, and basically when that was happening, everything was going dark and black.
She would just cut off communication from Naruto's chakra pool.
Like just like what Orochimaru did with Naruto, he obviously didn't fight him to the fucking death. He just did the 5-prong seal, and now he could kill Naruto because now the Nine Tails can't help him. So, like, if she does that, if she can, which I think she would be able to because Sage Mode only lasts,
we're about to do a debate.
So,
we're about to do a debate.
Tsunade might be able to take it. All right.
Yo, so me and Yolo are about to do a debate, but it's going to be on SCPs and shit.
On what?
SCPs.
Which, like, on what? Like, what are you guys debating on?
Obito sounded extremely frustrated in that statement.
I'm in the fucking topic right now, you bastard.
Bro.
I'm joking though, but seriously,
well,
what?
I'm gonna head out. I got work tomorrow and whatnot. What's it called?
Yep.
That'll be it. So.
Yeah, Sam, I'm
Peace.
probably gonna go to sleep. Peace.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So that's basically gonna be it. So had a good day. It was nice. It was fun. Basically bullied and bodied that guy. And not only that, what's it called? Even the judges even said that I won that shit. So, you know what I mean? Like, at least that part of the debate. So, what's it called? The guy still technically wants to debate a second time. So we'll see if that actually ever happens. But, you know, we'll see. So, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Leave a like if you did. Comment your thoughts down below and subscribe for more content. Subscribe if you guys love the channel. As always, see you in the next one. Peace.